Yo, what's good? That works better when I'm not muted. What's good? What's good? Kaiser Saucy is in the building. Dolly, what's good? Hey, yeah, we turning up, huh? We trying to do a little something. Something, man. How y'all this morning? Hey, man. Hey, KC Smooth is in the building. And I know KC Smooth is going to be like, hey, Uncle Freezy, it's actually KC Smooth and not KC Smooth. Yo, Foxy, what's good? What's good? Illmatics, what's good? What's good with y'all, man? I'm excited, man. We got that dub last night. Man, I'm super hyped. Hey, Scott Siobhan, what's good? Hey, so Scott says, let me see. Let me go back. Let me go back to say, hey, Freezy, I'm gonna make y'all some clip art for the stream. Word. Hey, Scott. So Scott, you know how to hit me, right? Hit me up, DM me on Twitter, and we'll exchange some stuff, man, so we can get started with that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just about me, man. It's about the fam. So, hey, Robbie24 Cano, what's good? L Marshall's in the building. What's good? What's good? SJ3, yeah! What's good? What's good? What's good? Yo, man, I'm mad hype and excited for a couple of reasons, right? So I'm mad hype and excited for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, we got a W. Danny Lee is in the building. Hey, who is that guy in Peyton's jersey? I don't know. It was definitely not the Reggie Bullock jersey malfunction. Hey, maybe Alfred Payton is trying to grow his own fan army, like the Frankers and the Knoxes. Hey, the funny thing is the Knoxes were Knoxicizing last night on the Knicks at Night podcast. Hey, Kevin W is a Knoxer, and he was straight Knoxicizing too. He was Knoxicizing for like an hour. Yo, it was crazy. Hey, Billy Blanco, what's good? What's good, Billy Blanco? Hey, EP was salty and had the EP was salty and had that starting position down. He had to hold it down. Yeah, he had to. You know why? Because we legit, that was the final straw. The way he looked against Philly, that was the last straw. You know what I'm saying? That was legit the last straw. We can only, Knicks fans can only take so much. You know what I'm saying? Knicks fans are people say we're crusty. Yo, what's good, buds? What's good? Hey, Freeze, that was a regular account. Then clip on the stream when I get. Okay. Yo, we look at everything, man. You know, this channel is not just about one person. L Marshall coming through. Hey, L Marshall said, got me through the night. Thanks to Nick at Night. Yeah, man, this thanks to everybody. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, that's the Knicks at Night family is a legit real thing. It's real, bro. And you know what? Right now I'm trying to get in contact with a guest that we'll have on today. So I sent him that, and I'm gonna send him this. So I sent him both. So he should be on here in a little while. I think we agreed to 9 o'clock, but 9-ish is okay with me. All Future Gaming is in the building. What's good, Knicks family? What's good? Man, I'm super excited. Man. Hey, and look, and I'm for real, man. Getting that W was legit. Getting that W was legit for me. And hey, screw all the other storylines and all kind of. I don't care. I care about winning. Then we had an Elfrid Payton sighting. That was odd. Because when I first saw, I was like, "Hey, look at RJ," and it wasn't RJ; it was number 6. It's like, wow, okay. Hey, Foxy said, "Damn, the Kevin Loves Kevin show was smooth. Too bad it was cut short. Velvet Voice smart. He's cool. The total pack. Yeah, Kev is the total package." Oh, and that was my fault. I thought Kev was telling me to cut it. So y'all telling me Kev didn't say cut it? Yo, I gotta do better than that. I thought he was giving me the production sound like. So that's my bad, man. I'll apologize to him when we get back together. Hey, Chef NYK is in the building. Chef NYK says the Frankers are gonna be on one. Yo, they're gonna be on one, man. Frank 4 for 4 from 3. Oh my God! And listen, so check it out. I I got off work and was getting trying to get my into my mindset. You know what I'm saying? I'm a hyper person by nature, so I'm trying to calm down. So I watched Terry and Trey, the Terry and Trey joint. Hey, shout out to Terry and Trey. Terry and Trey are the dopest, man. I'm telling you, they videos legit. I mean, Terry is my guy. Simba Singh is in the building. Hey, Pete Manuel, what's good? What's good? Yeah, the second time we beat them in 13 games, they had a stranglehold on us. They actually injured Porzingis. Y'all remember that? They clown us, bro. They clown us. They injured Porzingis, and Giannis did the giddy up cowboy dunk on Tim Hardaway Jr. They clown us, man. I'm just glad we beat them. I'm glad we beat them for the first time in forever. But so Terry and Trey did a video that I saw this morning. It was dope, man. Hey, man, look, I love them. One of these days, I'm gonna put them on my bucket list. Like for me to be over there or them to be over here. Either way, I don't care. I just want to share some time with them, because their excitement for the Knicks is real. You know what I'm saying? They legit their excitement for the Knicks is real. But I saw they got to a segment when they started talking about Frank, and I swear I thought they were talking about a cousin of theirs or a family member, the way they were talking about Frank. The Frankers are legit on cloud 9 this morning. Cloud 9 this morning. Simba saying, do you think they not getting past the second round? I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this right here was a blip on their radar. That's it. Losing to the Knicks was a blip on their radar. And you know what? The next time we play the Bucks, the next time we play the Bucks, I'm strapping everything down. That's what I'm gonna say. Because I'm certain that they did not take this loss lightly. You can best believe when the Knicks go to Milwaukee, y'all better strap all y'all stuff down. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. So I saw the Terry and Trey thing, and I saw how they spoke about Frank. Man, it was crazy. The Frankers are legit on cloud nine. You know what I mean? They are legit on cloud nine. And so out of my frustration, and I know y'all saw it, a lot of people been hitting me up and holding me to my word. Like they were like, man, you backstepped off the go down the road to Bruce Bowen thing, and you begged for Frank, and then Frank showed up. Now what? And I'm like, I was desperate. I was legit desperate. That's all. I was desperate for point guard play, and I got some from Alfred and some from Frank. You know what I mean? So I got some point guard play from Frank and some from Alfred. I was frustrated a lot with Alfred with the whole I'm just gonna pass the ball around this short space. So Simmons Singh says, it's the way they play Freezy, not because Knicks beat them. Also, the coach is not good at making adjustments. Yeah, I still believe the Bucks are going to have an axe to grind against us. I think the Bucks are going to legit. It's going to be a step show on us the next time they see us. Ronald Miller is in the building. Yeah, they sure did. The Bucks broke Patrick Ewing wrist. That dude Andrew Lang. You remember Andrew Lang, number 28? Oh my gosh, yeah. Hey, Michael Mitchell, what's good? What's good? What's good, bro? Yeah, so yo, Ghetto Intellect, what's good? What is good? Let me do that there. Yo. So the Knicks pull out a win against the Bucks, right? Of all so I saw the schedule. When I saw the schedule, I saw Indiana, I saw Philadelphia. I legit saw Milwaukee. And of the first three teams, I thought there's no way we're going to beat Milwaukee. Maybe we'll squeeze out something against Indiana, but definitely not against Milwaukee. Surprise. I didn't know, and to be honest with you, I had no idea the Knicks were gonna be stomp the yard against Milwaukee. Had no idea. You know? Had no idea. Only thing I wanted to do was win. Yeah, salute to everybody in the chat. To the family, man. It's crazy. Hey, salute to the family, man. The family's growing so fast. We've been at this 40 days, maybe 40 days, and maybe 20 days doing the Knicks at night. The Knicks morning drive. Stop a dime. What's good? What's good?
Good morning, my brother. I slept like a rock. Good. I tried to get through the show last night, and my heart just started feeling so warm. And I just hit the pillow, and I had your ear pod in, and everybody. First of all, after every win, I knew the panel was going to be lit last night. So you started letting boom, 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 boom. It was 4 at the top, 4 at the bottom, and everybody was sharing it. It was so nostalgic. And I just laid down. I said, oh, everybody's getting along. See how
the Frankers slept good last night. Hey, let's say what's up to our guy Jonathan Macri from Knicks Film School. What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Hey, I'm well. I'm assuming you slept well after a big Knicks win.
I didn't sleep much because I had to get out a podcast and a newsletter, so I'm going on a little bit of fumes right now. Just preparing.
Dude, do you ever sleep? Every time I see you, you're doing something. You're always into something, man.
Nah, I don't really have time for such things, especially when I got another two other full-time jobs between my daughter and what pays the mortgage. But it was great. I'll say this: when I did sleep, I slept like a baby last night. That was I was trying to think about it. That was as good a Knicks win as has happened. Gosh, I mean, I think it's been years because I think the best 2 wins were last year were the one against Miami and the one against Houston. And I would argue that this one had a little bit more meaning because it's still early in the season. And, I know the team is supposed to be bad, but we don't know that for a fact yet. And I thought more importantly, some of the stuff we saw last night maybe indicated that, there's some sustainable things that Tibbs is figuring out with this roster and how to use it.
Right. Definitely. So this win, probably ranks in terms of victories in the last 5 years, probably top 10 in the last 5 years or so. Because we use cliche things like and buzzwords like puncher's chance and all that stuff, but usually when you hear puncher's chance, the underdog never wins, right? But in this case, this win was so unexpected after the way we looked against Philadelphia. It's one of those deals where as soon as you saw the Knicks jump out to a lead, you're like, okay, so the wheels are gonna fall off this thing, and 5, 4, 3, 2, and it never happened.
Well,
at least in my opinion.
No, I don't. It didn't, because if you look, if you watch the game carefully, I think it's fair to say Milwaukee came out, not like going through the motions, but they were definitely more than happy to settle for threes. The Knicks were doing everything to wall off the paint, like any good defense should against that particular team. And look, if the Bucks made their threes last night, we probably wouldn't be sitting here having a very animated conversation. But they don't always make their threes. And to the Knicks' credit, I thought they did a good job, getting out on shooters, contesting shooters, making shooters think twice. And that's what you have to do against the Bucks. And then predictably, like you said, Milwaukee came out at halftime and they're like, all right, enough is enough. Let's put these guys away. And I think there were, if I'm remembering correctly, Milwaukee scored maybe the first 5 or 4 or something, handful of points of the second half.
Right.
Tibbs called the timeout. I'm going off of memory here, so if I get this wrong, correct me. And then they came back out.
Oh, no. If you get it wrong, we're going to hold you to it.
Please. They sustained Milwaukee's charge, which I think was really the most impressive couple of minutes of the night, like right there in the third quarter. And then obviously, all the Ntilikina made threes and some of the other guys making big shots turned it from what probably would have been a tight game down the stretch into, it's crazy to say, but a blowout.
Right. So let me ask this: what does Frank's performance last night do for Frank Nation? Do you think the Frankers? So I saw Terry and Trey's video from last night, and they were super excited, head over heels. But they're Frankers, right? They immediately pointed back to the 2010 game last year and some other things. So what do you believe this? How do you think this extends Frank's shelf life with the Knicks or something along those lines?
I don't know that I would I would predict that anything is going to extend his shelf life with the Knicks past where it might otherwise be. I actually, it's interesting, and I've kind of written about this and podcasted and speculated about it. Not to go too far off track, but the fact that they didn't have extension talks with him, to me, is a pretty clear indication that they are, at the very least, comfortable with the thought of moving on from him after the season. And I would actually argue that a performance like last night, maybe if there was a team out there who was like, I wonder if he's worth bringing aboard in a trade. Well, now all of a sudden he's hitting his shots. Maybe that convinces another team to pony up something more. I hope not, because look, the kid has 9 lives here, and he's still here somehow. He's still producing. He's still contributing to wins, which is all he's ever done. I think the difference now, and why I don't know how high I'm going to get in terms of last night equating to a spot in the rotation moving forward, is there's other guys on this team who could play and do the things that I think the Knicks need them to do. Like Emmanuel Quickly is obviously here now. He's going to get major time. I think, like Elfrid Payton reminded you last night, there are some things that he could do at point guard. He's far from perfect. God knows he's far from perfect, and he's really frustrating at times. But like, if you're asking me, like, is Tibbs going to give the point guard reins to Frank or Elf? It's going to be Elf every day of the week and twice on Sunday, because he gets into he gets the team into its sets, and Frank just kind of doesn't do that. So then you're talking about does Ntilikina get minutes in the wing rotation? And the wing rotation is obviously RJ Barrett, who's been, I'd say, pretty good. Alec Burks, who's playing if this team ever won enough games, he'd be a 6th Man of the Year candidate. And Kevin Knox, who I know the numbers haven't been there. I think he's been like 4, 7, and 7 the 3 games, but he is starting to look like an NBA player. So that's 3 spots right there. Toppin's coming back at some point. But he's a 4. And then it's like, you're back to the same conversation. Does Frank get time over Reggie Bullock? Does Frank get time over Austin Rivers when Austin Rivers comes back? If he keeps hitting shots at this rate, I wouldn't put anything past him. But I just, of all the things that I took from last night, I have to say, just being honest, I think, Frank making himself into something more than he was on this team before last night's game would probably be a little bit lower on my list personally. Okay.
All right. So the thing, my issue with Frank is that
you only have one.
My major issue with Frank is that the aggression is not always there. Like we see these flashes in the pan, and it stimulates the hope for a moment. But the next game or two, Frank regresses back to what he originally was. And that's just a piece that's on the floor that's not going to make a major impact, on his own. He may do something. He may show flashes of something in a team game, maybe something defensively. But we rarely get a Frank dunking on Rudy Gobert. We rarely get a Frank attempting to dunk on Kristaps Porzingis. We rarely get the 20-point game. And the facts are that even those sparks are so spread out that we thirst for Frank to do something, and we rarely get it. And it's basically because Frank is not aggressive enough.
In fairness, though, it looks like Frank really worked on his shot in the offseason. He hasn't gotten any minutes this year. So, honestly, we haven't really got a chance this year. I know in the past, I get it, but we say guys took 9 months off. Maybe Frank really did perfect his shot, because this is the smoothest I've seen Frank.
And let's be honest, it's a really, really, really rare skill in the NBA. Well, it's hard enough to hit threes at a above average rate as it is. It's a really rare skill to come in when you're not part of the rotation and just be expected to do something like that. And that's not, Frank was drafted to be the point guard of the future for this team. Obviously, that ship has sailed. That's not happening. But you have to wonder now to try to convert into this role mentally where it's like, okay, I might play tonight, I might not. And to stay ready and be able to – and he's hit 6 of 9 3-point attempts if you go back to the preseason too. Small sample size, but it counts. I totally hear you on the lack of aggression. And even last night, there was a moment – there were a couple moments actually, but the one that stands out is where I think he he curled around a high screen and he had nothing but runway in front of him. And he pulled up for an 18-footer and it missed. And it's like unless you're Chris Paul, and newsflash, Frank's not Chris Paul. You are not allowed to take that shot because you have to either figure out a way to get into the paint and make something happen, draw a defense, draw a foul, whatever. Oh, it's very pretty. My daughter's over here painting unicorns. Anyway, what's that? Yeah, see, we got a blue one.
That's awesome, man.
That's an italic blue. That's a metallic blue.
I was gonna say, man, I have a young daughter that does stuff, but she's 21, so I miss those days of painting unicorns and stuff. I like this. I like this. She's 4, so we got a little while to go before any serious painting. But in any case, what I was gonna say is like he has to, like, those moments can't be there, and they're still there, and it's we haven't seen enough to put the ball in his hands full time, so he's going to be an off-ball player, but he still needs to be able to make the right decision, the aggressive decision, and then. But then you had another moment, which I need to find the clip because I'm going to include it in a newsletter this week, where they were packing the paint like they were all last night, and the ball kicked out to a shooter behind the arc, and he, like there was jet fuel powering him to try to get out to contest that shot. And, like, that effort has always been there from Frank, and those are the little moments that friends of his see, and you're like, man, there has to be a way to get this guy on the court. And if he's hitting shots, I agree. There should be a way that this guy plays 15, 20 minutes a game. I just, I'm curious if it happens here.
But he's got to get a chance to get in the game and hit the shots. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Well, so my thing is this. I'm not a Franker, right? I consider myself to be the dreaded word realist. So I think we should push Frank down that road to become a Bruce Bowen type player, where his focus is primarily defending the opposing team's best wing, offensive wing, and be a decent enough shooter from 3-point land to keep defenses honest against RJ Barrett and Julius Randle. My fear is that Frank feels like he's a point guard and does not want to go down that road of becoming a Bruce Bowen, Tony Allen type, Marcus Smart type, that he wants to be a facilitator. And though naturally he's a defender, he'd prefer to be a facilitator and focus that way. So what do you think about that? Do you think
100%.
He could become that Bruce Bowen type?
Well, 100%. I think he wants to still be a point guard, and you hear things. I think he wants to still be a point guard. I can't really say more than that, and that's why, for as much as everybody's making it out again to go to the contract extension thing, it takes two to tango, and it's not just about whether or not the Knicks are going to offer him a fair deal. If he sees himself as a point guard, and there's a team out there who is like, you know what, fine, we'll give you 50. If you earn it, we'll give you 15 minutes a game to run the point. Guess what? He'll go sign a minimum deal or whatever, like a 1-year, $5 million deal, a prove-it deal with some team, a smart organization, a good organization, where that'll give him the chance to run point, which is why, again, I think, let's enjoy it while it lasts. In terms of the Bruce Bowen, Tony Allen thing, and you could even use a more contemporary example with Ben Simmons. Now, obviously, Ben Simmons is an all-NBA player because not only does he do what he does on defense, but he does some stuff on offense too. When you get that level of player, if you stuck Tony Allen on a guy, that guy was done. Like that guy didn't score.
Right.
He was like, at Tony Allen's peak, he was Deion Sanders. And Bruce Bowen, I don't know if he ever rose to that level, but like those comps get thrown around. I have to say this, and it hurts me because I love the kid. He's not that level of defender yet. He still gets caught with ticky-tack fouls. He picked up a few last night. Right. He's not the biggest guy. So it's like you talk about your best wing defender. He's not guarding the biggest wings in the league. You're not putting him on Kawhi and saying, okay, go shut down Kawhi Leonard or Ben Simmons or something like that. He can handle point guards. We've seen him obviously handle James Harden from time to time. But like, so again, all of this operates on a sliding scale. It's like if you're going to be primarily a wing defender, you better be a damn good wing defender and like among the best in the league if all you're offering on offense is the ability to hit spot-up shots. So, we need him to continue to progress in all of these areas, and it's, hopefully the balance is correct. I think he'll get a chance again, whether it's here or otherwise. I think somebody will give him a chance to run point guard at some point in his career.
Right, and so one last thing on Frank. That I think Frank in the Knicks situation is more of a situation of let's see how the season shakes out. I think there is probably mutual interest, but the Knicks are not pressed to offer him an extension. They can re-sign him as a restricted free agent after the season is over with. I think the Knicks are probably looking to save cap space for some weird, not free agent, but some bad contract that they can acquire in order to take on multiple first-round picks or draft picks in general. Because I know the free agent's not coming here, period. We already know that, right? But I think
also. No, I was just going to say there's also nobody available. Like there's no like this all the free agents on the market.
Yeah.
The bird rights really changed the free agent game. When I could pay you more than the next team, that changed free agency a long time ago.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a money issue as much with Frank as some other stuff, but I think they will. I mean, look, they may sign if Kevin Knox has a good year, they may extend him this summer. It won't count against the cap until the following year. But let me say this about the cap. I don't think they're going to be afraid to spend money if the money is for something that they feel is going to help them materially advance as a basketball team. Like I reported it a month and a half or whatever it was ago. Like they were willing to offer Gordon Hayward 3 years and whatever it was, $70 million because they thought he was worth it and that he would help them materialize a basketball team. And guess what? He would have at that number. Obviously, they weren't willing to go to where Charlotte went, but they would have crawled over themselves to give Van Fleet the contract he got in Toronto to come here to New York and play. He had zero interest in taking the money from them. So it's like they will spend the money, but it has to be money spent on a guy that'll actually move the needle. So that's really what the question is.
My last comments on Frank's contract.
Yeah.
So move the needle on in what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. My last comments on Frank's contract. Frank and his camp came into the Knicks this year. They said they want to play point guard or nothing. This is in my heart. And they said, listen, you're going to play a wing. And he said, well, I want to be a point guard. They said, here, we won't extend you. You could go out as a restricted free agent, see what you can find. And if we don't like the number, we'll match it. If you get a big offer to be somebody's point guard, then we'll part ways. But we definitely want you to be a wing and D player for this team. That's my last comments on his contract.
No, and I mean, look, we'll see, but the cap hold is gonna rear its ugly head, right? And they could also extend him the qualifying offer. So it's complicated, but look, a long season, who knows what happens. Anyway, yeah.
All right. So I wanted to ask you a couple questions. Would you mind answering a question from the virtual chat?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So guys in the virtual chat, type in your questions for Macri, and I'll read a couple as they come in. And while you do that, I'm going to ask Mac a couple questions. So Mac, so what's more frustrating, the Knicks inability to get out of their own way historically, or the fans playing virtual GM from the sidelines? What's more frustrating to you?
Oh, easily. I think listen, I think New York fans aren't perfect. I think we do have and I include myself in this. I wrote a whole thing yesterday on that Elfrid Payton should never see the light of day again, and look what he did. So we definitely, we lack patience. We overreact a little bit at times, but we're also, I think, a smart fan base in that, like, other fan bases will toss out trades that are just like nonsense. And sometimes the fans do that too, but by and large, we're realistic about the value of our players. I think everybody always overvalues their own players, but by and large, I think we're pretty realistic. The Knicks' inability to get out of their own way is just like, that's been the most frustrating part, easily, because like I think back to 2 years ago, the 17-win season, like that wasn't frustrating for me at all, oddly enough, because there were it's like, okay, there's at least a chance that they're doing things the way they should be doing it, and kind of little did we know that behind the scenes things were still pretty much a mess, and Durant, and Kyrie looked at this and they're like, yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
Right.
But that's so the most frustrating part for me is, as a fan personally over the years, has not been the losses. It's been when you hear the stuff off the court that makes you just shake your head and realize, like, man, the people that have run this team just really have not known what they're doing, which is why, even though they're not going to win a lot of games this year, I think it's more, we should already be more encouraged by what we've seen.
All right. So Andy N asked if you go to the same barber as Jalen Rose.
Oh man, I don't think they would really into that barber. But I need to go to the barber. Actually, you just reminded me. I haven't gotten a haircut in like over a month. But I like Jalen Rose's haircut. I'm down with that.
Yeah, and so Decius Thomas asks, do you think Knox can become the Knicks' second or third best player?
I mean, he can. They won't be very good if he is. I think we're starting to see the outline of what Kevin Knox could be as a basketball player, which is, I hate, like, the 3-and-D gets thrown around so much, and that's not ever Kevin Knox, because your defense will never be a positive for him. It's going to be, can you trust him to not get played off the floor on defense? I do think the 3-point shot is real. I've always loved his shot. I think the fact that he can give you real range, because I think he could extend his range past just like the arc and go out to like 25, 26, 27 feet. At that size, I think is where his value really lies. And then you add in the fact of what we've already seen this year, putting the ball on the floor, making smart decisions once he starts on his way to the rim. Like, that's a guy that can maybe start for a good team. So,
right.
I don't know, 5th, 6th best player if he keeps progressing, listen, given where he was 2 years ago and given where he was last year, man, sign me up for any version of Kevin Knox that is actually playing meaningful minutes on a winning team. I'll take that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I have one more question that I'd like to ask you. And it's because of and I know we're probably pressed up against it, man. I'm sorry, but
no, it's okay.
I just sneak this one in. So I've been a fan of the Knicks since 1976, right? It's a long time, brother. Right. So our deal is,
that's McAdoo.
Right?
McAdoo came in 75, 76.
Yeah, McAdoo, Marvin Webster is all that era. Yeah. So but Bill Cartwright was like 78, I think, or something like that. So so as a Knicks fan, I go through this weird Groundhog Day type of deal with the Knicks front office and head coach. Like we get a new head coach in front office, and they're smarter than the last head coach in front office. In a year and a half, they're gone, and we bring in a new head coach and a new front office, and say after that, and they're smarter than the previous head coach. In a year and a half, are we going to be talking about a new front office and a new head coach that's smarter than the one that we have right now? Do you see a scenario where that plays out?
No, I don't. So a few ways to answer this. Let me start with the reason why that could happen. James Dolan's not a patient man. He's never been a patient man. He's never going to be a patient man. That's just not in the cards. So, I don't like. I was about to. The first thing that came to my mind was like, look, Leon Rose has a relationship with Dolan that goes back a very long way, and if you look at Dolan with the guys that he respects a lot and has a relationship with, he gave Phil over 3 years. He gave Isaiah, I lost count. He gave Steve Mills, obviously, innumerable chances. So if we're sitting here, if they lose a lot of games this season, and they get a high draft pick and they don't sign anybody in this free agency, which, spoiler alert, they're not, and they're not able to pull off some kind of a trade for even like a sub-level star, or not even a real like just a trade for somebody that's like decent, and we're sitting here this time next year, 20, 25 games into next season, and they're 7 and 17 or something. Do I think that like we're going to be reading some like Berman piece in the Post in the morning, like, oh, James Dolan, sources indicate he's having meetings about the timeline and what, like, nothing would shock me. Nothing would shock me.
Right.
But at the same time, I think he's going to give these guys 2 full years at least. And I think they've earned it because as my daughter comes over, she clearly wants to do something. So I'll end with this. I think he's going to give these guys 2 full years. And I think Tibbs is already showing why he is going to be a coach that's going to last. Because he's not a perfect man. And at some point, he's going to wear out his welcome, because some people just wear out their welcome. And Tibbs is one of those guys. It's not his fault. It's just when you press that hard all the time, there's a shelf life. But I think before we get to that point, he's going to be exactly – I know, okay, I'm talking about Tom Thibodeau. What do you want? I think he's going to be exactly what this team needs. And I think we're going to be sitting here 2 years from now, and I think we're still going to have these same people in place. For sure.
Okay. Hey, man, thank you very much for your time, man. I appreciate you. So I want to tell everybody –
don't worry.
Pleasure meeting you. I read your stuff all the time.
I appreciate it. I know. I got to tell people where to find me. You can follow me on Twitter at JC Macri NBA, and all my stuff is linked from there. But listen, I appreciate you having me on. Have a great rest of the show. And yeah, man, let's do this again sometime. All right.
Definitely. Thanks, boss.
Adios, guys. Be well.
Yep.
That was good.
That was Jonathan Macri of Knicks Film School. We should probably. Hey, the New York Knicks in the building.
Man.
Hey, Ron Cleveland, what's good? Ron Cleveland in the building. Ron Cleveland is up, man, early this morning. So again, that was Macri of Knicks Film School. I talked to him a few weeks ago, and we just needed some time, a link up time to have him come on. Hey, Real King, what's good? Yeah, let me put the link in there. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place. I have questions here and I have stats here. Hey, there you go, dog. CH, what's good? So Ghetto Intellect, what do you think? How'd you like Macri being on?
That was sweet, man. He's knowledgeable, and he didn't want to. You could tell he got some inside sources that some of the, and that's what I'm hoping you go with this Freezy. Keep making these connections, because then some of these, hey man, but those are positive mans this morning, baby.
I slept like this last night.
No, I tried to.
Yeah, man.
They had JC Macri come, so I had to behave myself. He had an interview, but I tried to show. I hit that pillow, boy. I woke up. It was 8:30. I said, "Oh, I gotta get on the show. I gotta go iron my shirt."
Right.
Freezy,
Right.
What's up, man?
Yo, hey, what's good?
I cut off early last night with them guys. So I was looking for a particular individual this morning. I still see he ain't nowhere to be found, boy.
Ain't nowhere to be found, huh?
Boy,
right.
Man, I tell you.
Hey, he was on Twitter this morning.
Yeah, you gotta give me his Twitter. I hit you up too. Hey, so JC, you can see he's got some inside connections he didn't want to share.
Oh yeah.
I tried to tell you, Freezy. I said, and Key, I want y'all guys. I want, because I feel like I know y'all. If y'all start getting some inside connections, I get some. Oh man, that's gonna be. I'm so proud of you guys. I can see the trajectory that y'all headed on. Keep doing this thing, and you'll have fans like me and supporters like me who'll be there riding with y'all. But listen, he got quiet, and we got to take away the gems, right?
And y'all gonna have to take me back, because I normally don't be up this early, and I saw Macri. I said he was just at the presser not too long ago when asking questions. So he gotta have some intel. So y'all gotta catch me up, man. I know I missed a lot.
So let me say this, and I tried to tell Freezy. I said Frank not getting a contract as much has to do with Frank than it does with the Knicks not wanting Frank. Frank is hell bent on being a point guard. Period. I don't know what it is about him, his camp. Maybe he think that's his value in the NBA, but that's not what Knicks fans see him. That's not what the organization sees him. So if Frank would have said, "Listen, I'll be whatever y'all want me to be," I think we could have worked out some numbers to keep him here. I think Frank wants big money in the NBA, and his camp. We heard some rumblings. Frank's not happy. And
I think it's one or two things. Go ahead, keep going though. I'll say what I think it might be.
My last 5 seconds. You kind of heard Macri hint to it, and he smiled. He looked away from the screen. We got to pick up on the nuggets. He ain't give it to us, but he gave it to us.
Okay.
And I think some of it was, Frank's not happy. His camp's not happy. So what are you why are we gonna keep trying to lock in brothers not happy to be here who don't have trade value? That's what I heard. Let me shut up.
The only other thing I think it could be is that the front office is waiting to see what he does this year before they commit to him. I mean, the injury history with Frank, I always say, and it's been quoted, people say it all the time, man. I actually got that thing from Mark Schlereth. The best availability in sports, best ability is availability. If you ain't available, you have no ability. Frank is always hurt and shout out to Freezy, because Freezy said it. Frank is always hurt when there's competition, for his job. And I had to think about that, and he wasn't telling the tale on that one, man. So I think the front office is a combination. It might be Frank, like you saying, and I think it's the front office like, hey, we need you to prove that you're worth getting an extension, because his trajectory since he's been here, he really haven't improved much, and we just waiting for him to take that leap on the offensive end. So what I fear is going to happen. What I fear is going to happen is he's going to have a very good year, and somebody going to give us a poison pill. Somebody going to give us a poison pill. I said it last night, and I didn't get a chance to talk because I was like, I wanted to save myself to get on here. So I was like, let me hurry up and get off this thing, because if I don't, I won't be on here in the morning, because I really wanted to see Chuck this morning. I really want to see that dude. But so that's what I think, man.
Speaking of availability, DSJ is hurt more than Frank, by the way.
Yeah. Now that's another problem.
Yeah, since he's been a Knick, he's been very injury prone. My thing with Frank, and I had it here, but I think Frank values role over money, right? I think Frank values role over money. I think Frank legit would go somewhere to play point guard for less money, like Macri said. Go somewhere else, like the Detroit Pistons, and play backup point guard for 20 minutes and maybe $5 million versus stay here for 10 million.
Be a backup.
And then be a backup wing player. Yeah.
I'm good with that analysis, Freeze. I'm locked in with you on that.
And my other thing is I wanted to get Macri to admit on camera that he's a Franca, and I didn't get a chance to do it. It escaped me, man. Listen, interviewing people and talking with people like that in the casual way is difficult because sometimes the conversation, you're trying to guide it a certain way so that when you ask the question, it'll be easy. But then the conversation darts in another direction, and then you lost the opportunity to ask that question. So I wanted to ask him on here if he was a Franca, because on Twitter people feel like he's a part of Frank Nation, but we've never heard him or seen him openly admit to being a Frank homer. It's more of a Frank supporter, like myself. You know what I'm saying? Like for instance, Ron Cleveland likes Frank, right? A lot, right? And probably more so than me. But I like Frank, but in a different type thing, right? So I can ask Ron, be like, hey Ron, man, you see him at point? Eventually Ron gonna say, yeah, man, you know, blah, 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 I'm Frank at point or whatever. But I was trying to get Macri to do that so I can put it out there in the Twitterverse that my man is a Franco. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I see Frank more really as a combo guard, man. I don't want him spending no time exclusively at either position because his skill set is such. You talking 6'5" with what 7-foot wingspan?
Yes, sir.
Right.
There's no way I'm leaving him at the point guard. It ain't to the benefit of your team to just pigeonhole him. Like I said last night, you can't. Everybody try to put Frank in a box. Frank is not one of them players you can put in a box and say, hey, stay at this one position. You got to move him around because his value to a team, and I think that's probably if the Knicks don't come at him with that angle, letting him know, hey, your value to this team is that we see you being able to do. You're a basketball player. You know what I mean? You're not just a point guard. True, you can play the point guard position, but we don't want you exclusively at that point guard position so that you can help affect this team. Like Tibbs said, he wants players that impact winning, and he can impact winning in multiple positions for this team.
But Ron, Tibbs has said it on record 3 times. 3 times. Frank is a off-ball player who can sometimes play on the ball, who absolutely plays D. So Frank's got to be hearing that in practice if he's saying it to the press.
Right.
And all it takes is one team to say, hey, we see you as a point guard, and he's gone.
Right. And so how did y'all feel about Macri's point about me saying push Frank down that road of being Bruce Bowen and Tony Allen? He said he basically alluded to Frank not being as good as them defensively.
I don't think he was saying that. I think you missed it, Freeze. I think he's saying, and let that maybe the chat, that Frank don't want to go that route. That's why I'm telling you, I picked up on Frank. That's not in order to give a player a role, the player has to accept the role. That's where we get in trouble. You push square pegs in the round holes. They don't fit. I think that's what I heard.
Well, I can tell you this: if Frank keep playing the way he played last night, he might have an argument to go play it in 1. Because Alfred Payton, we know, is going to come back down to earth. What we saw last night was, I don't know what that was last night. I'm still trying to figure it out. All I know is I enjoyed the fact that 0-5, 0-7 prediction didn't come true.
Right.
And I had to laugh last night, Ghetto Intellect, when you said you got let off the hook with that 0-5, 0-7.
Yeah.
Because I thought, hey, I got scared for a minute, man. I was like, uh-oh.
Listen, you better ride with these boys the next 6 games. You can't say nothing bad. They got you. You guarantee. You stood up and did one of these.
Yeah, I like we not going no 0-5, 0-7. I don't see it.
Right. My only frustration, right, is that other teams that are in the boat with us also won. Like other teams that other young teams, rebuilding teams, struggling
That's a good
teams,
thing.
also knocked off big boys. And
That's a good thing.
so while it looks like a net zero for us, right? Because of the two boats. Like with me, I want this team to try to make the playoffs. But then at the same time, you have the fade for Cade brigade, right? They want to tank. You know what I'm saying? So either way, like with like either whichever side you on, you basically made a net zero progress because the Knicks won, knocked off a giant, but teams in our same boat knocked off giants too. You know what I'm saying? So when we looked at their records, we're like, if you're tanking, you see them play a monster, and you would think the monster would eat them. They beat the monster.
Freezy,
You know what I'm saying?
What are you trying to do right now? Are you trying to turn this in? You trying to find a pessimistic moment in here? Let's just enjoy this first.
Yeah, enjoy that one last time.
You're trying to put like a silver lining in it. Don't do that.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's the complete opposite of what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that. Okay, so say. Well, anyway, that's not what I'm getting at. Like in the beginning, I keep telling y'all, all I want is for this team to win. If that means benching all 5 starters and bringing the bench in and letting them start and we win, so let it be. You know what I'm saying? To me, if it means benching my favorite player, RJ Barrett, to let Reggie Bullock play and we win, let it happen. If it means Frank playing point, let it happen. I just want to win. Right? That's all I care about. What I was
okay.
All right.
Okay, that better explains it. I didn't know where you were going at first. That better explains it.
Yeah, no, man. No. I want to win. Like some people want to fade for Cade, the fade for Cade brigade. They don't want to win at all. Right?
Right. I can tell you this, Freezy. The athlete in me, there's no way I'm going in any game and looking to lose. I'm sorry. Right. I've seen enough losing for since Patrick Ewing and them boys got about it, since Melo and them got us in that playoff, and I remember how I felt. I'm not trying to go back to no losing, man. I don't care, because at the end of the day, you know what draft picks are? They unproven. Unproven. Let us remember that they unproven. So nah, sign me up for winning any day.
Right. That's one, because somebody held my feet to the fire during the summertime when I was talking about all the potential front office moves and all that stuff. Trading for, I was one of the groups that wanted to trade for Russell Westbrook, right? And so people were like, "Why you want to trade for Russell Westbrook? I mean, Cade Cunningham is coming out next year." Hey, dog, look, I can't co-sign to that. You know what I'm saying? Listen. The point guard market was wide open during the summertime. I mean, think about all the point guards that got traded. You're talking about Dennis Schroeder traded for nothing. Westbrook is traded. Wall was traded. Ricky Rubio was traded. Chris Paul was traded. All these point guards being traded and moved around, and we didn't get any of them, right? So my frustration was that in a wide open market and being a team that has assets, we didn't get anybody. You know what I'm saying? And this was before the draft, right? So then at the draft, all these young point guards again, and Andy and Black Andy said Ricky Rubio got traded twice. But in the Knicks, Ricky Rubio got traded twice this offseason. Right.
Ricky Rubio was meeting with a realtor. He was meeting with a realtor. They said, "Hey, buddy, you got to move again." He told the realtor, "I got to go."
Right.
Hey, hook me up with one minute to talk. I'm going to parts unknown.
Real quick.
Parts unknown. Yeah, man. So a lot of like this. So my feet got held to the fire. I was like, yo, I want to win. Above all else, man. I want to win. Period.
So
right.
So here's the problem with our organization. We have so many things we have to fix in the short little time, right? We got to develop players, but at the same time, we got to change the culture. And at the same time, We got to set ourselves up for the future. Other teams aren't doing that. They're either developing players, being patient for the future. They're either at a win point now, they're at a cusp, so they're looking for a free agent. We're looking for all of it. So for me, let's go out between now and the trade deadline and see what we got as a team, play our tails off. If we come up 5-35 at that point, first of all, it's going to take care of itself, whether we get a position in the draft or take care of itself. Then to confirm that position in the draft, if there's other teams at 8 wins, 10 wins, and we don't want to get good the last month, then you know what? We might have to lose an Alec Burks for the rest of the season, but pull him back and say, "Yo, don't sign nowhere. We want you back. We want to trade you for an
that boy, man,
and then bring you back again." And then what you do is, once you get rid of Bullock, you get rid of Burks. Rivers is going nowhere, but hey, Rivers, you know what? That groin of yours, I know it looked like it hurts a little bit. We want to give you 3 weeks, man. We're gonna put you on the injury report. Go have a seat. You'll be here next year. And then in late February, March, and early April, you're only playing quickly. Quickly.
RJ,
Knox. Then you're only playing those guys, and you don't tank.
Right.
But you then work on player development. And I think that's the way you go about getting, and then everybody's happy. Let me shut up. That was long-winded. I apologize.
Oh, you good, but man, hey, you hit on a lot of points, man. And this the thing about development. You don't want to develop losing. You don't want to develop a losing habit. And that kind of thinking about, hey, just let's tank, especially young players and any players, man. You don't want people to have that mindset that, hey, we're going to – because guess what's going to happen when them guys get to a point when they contract about up and you might say, oh, I want to try to keep you. Well, you've been losing all this time. What make you think I'm going to sign here? I'm out of here.
Right.
And especially if they know you've been intentionally doing dumb stuff like that. I mean, this, like Herm Edwards said it best, man. You play to win the game. That's the name of sports. You don't play to lose. And you know who showed that thing 100% that it works? The Pelicans. Remember, they were so close to making the playoffs, and they still got the number 1 pick. So all that tank and talk, man, I don't even entertain that, man. Anybody who talk that tank and talk with me, man, I don't want to even hear it, man. They can save that, man.
Hold on. It's called Fade for Cade. That is hilarious, though. Fade for Cade. That is hilarious.
The Fade for Cade Brigade. That's them. They loud and proud. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and so I was asked, well, hey, Todd Barbie, what's good? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm preoccupied. I'm doing this. And
oh no, you good?
It's your show, baby.
You good, Breezy? Yeah.
Keep you company.
This your house. We just come in to help move the furniture.
And only when you want it moved. I ain't gonna make your wife put something in you don't want it.
And get on intellect. Even to go further with that, man, I'm gonna use another example in a different sport. Freezy, everybody know I'm a Dolphins fan. Right. Remember when they were saying,
hold on, congratulations to you. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Thanks, appreciate it. You remember when everybody was saying, oh, what the Dolphins doing? They looking like the worst team in history. They tanking and they doing all this. Miami went out and won 5 games. And what happened? We still got the quarterback we wanted. Yep. We still got the quarterback we wanted. So it's still, man, winning trumps everything. I don't care what nobody say, man. And then what that did also, when we won them 5 games, that signaled to them free agents. Look how many people we pulled from New England because of that and elsewhere that came to Miami because we was winning. Nobody want to come to no losing situation, man. Yeah, you can go ahead and tank for Cade, but you ain't gonna have nothing to go with him. You're gonna have a dinner.
It's called Fade for Cade.
Yeah, you can go ahead and fade for Cade all you want, but you ain't gonna have no groceries. You ain't gonna have no groceries. I tell you that.
Right. Yep. It's the Fade for Cade Brigade. It's a bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? And they proud.
All that if and all that ain't no guarantees with the lottery, man.
No,
it ain't no guarantees. It ain't like the NFL where the worst team obviously you get position. You still that ball gonna determine everything. And get
Right.
that out of here, man.
Right. Hey, Anton Cates, what's good? I see. Hey, Grandmaster Vegan, what's good? I see you. Hey, good morning, y'all.
To the chat, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something, man. You
they
guys are the
knowledgeable.
best part of this show, man.
So,
God bless you, brothers, man, and sisters. If you
so y'all like Macri coming on?
Hey, I wish I could have got there sooner. I like that guy holds my attention. I like people that talk with some sense. I can listen to him all day.
Because I wanted to ask him. I wanted to ask him about Berman, but maybe at another time. But I'm working on some others to come on, just to maybe share about 20, 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying, at a time. You know what I'm saying. I know we have things going on, in the world where people don't have as much time as they usually do. So I appreciate the fact that Macri came on, but also I want to work on getting some others on with us. Because at times, and this is no disrespect, but at times Knicks fans get narrow-minded, like their whole basketball universe is tunnel vision on what the Knicks are doing, and you legit don't understand what's going on in other areas, right? Like for instance, we say, "Hey man, just give them Frank and DSJ for Lonzo." You know what I'm saying? We say stuff like that, but we have no idea what the Pelicans are thinking. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's cool.
I can tell you they're not thinking Frank and DSJ for Lonzo.
They want more than that.
Yeah. I mean, no, I get it. But I was using that as an example, but I get what you mean. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's cool to get people that deal with other fan bases on, so that we can get a perspective of, so we can get, like, for instance, a real perspective of the value of our players, right? Like we may think Knox has no value. You know what I'm saying? Like we may think Knox has no value, but others may see Knox in a different way. Like there's a guy that does a show, Uncle Alchemy or something. He does like Golden State Warriors stuff. So I reached out to him a couple times. He hit me back. But what I'd like to do is, I was trying to reach out to him before the draft to see if that thing Mitch in the 8 for the number 2 and what's the other kid?
To get the right to Wiseman.
Wiggins. No, yeah, so we can get Wiseman and Wiggins. I was trying to see if what their fan base thought about that, and thought, is that real? Because on our end it's real, because we heard it 3 or 4 times. But that doesn't make it real on their end. You know what I mean?
That's a good point,
like,
man.
Yeah, so I was trying to reach out.
Don't lie, it wasn't Wiseman. They wanted LaMelo Ball. They didn't want no Wiseman. They wanted to get up there to draft LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, because I heard they was loving LaMelo now. The Knicks wanted LaMelo. They wanted LaMelo.
Well, somebody in the Knicks fan base told me it was Wiseman. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, the trade, the fact that the trade didn't happen kills all of that anyway. My point was, I was trying to get somebody of another fan base on to see how they felt about stuff like that, just to mix stuff up and make it interesting here, you know. So Ty Bobby says, no guarantee with the tank. Bud said, good morning, Foxy. How are you, man? Hey, Foxy, what are you doing up, man? It's almost 10 o'clock. You should be sleeping.
Foxy is bad as you.
Yeah. Fox is like, hey, man, get some sleep. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get some sleep after I do the show. And then I look up and he's in the chat. I'm like, what are you doing here? You telling me to get some sleep?
You know what I like the most about the interview this morning? That you were able to go out and procure it. That obviously folks know your brand already. And I know you give us props for being the brand, the chat for being the brand, but that means we're doing good analysis. We have solid minds that you have put together in one place, all as well with Man, and Legion. He's recognizing. I don't want to miss anybody else, but that's what I like the most about the interview this morning.
Hey man, it's
validation, man. This is your brainchild, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that, man. When I stumbled upon your channel that night, man, because I'm a night owl, man. You know, I'm
Right.
I'm up. And when I stumbled on that thing, man, I was like, hold up. I said, I know who this is. And you let me on, man. Hey, big ups to you, man. Hey, this thing is lovely. It's lovely. It is nothing else.
You were coming on.
Man, hey, Freezy, man, but you know how things go to you don't want to step on nobody's toes, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And I know how my personality can be. You know what I mean? I'm very headstrong. You know what I mean?
Freezy, it ain't no just of course. Like you said, we ain't gonna start no podcast wars so people throw mixtape verses at you. But I joined. I tried to join the panel one day. And I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say this name because we analyze players. Felton was on there, and I didn't go to no personal stuff. What I said was, can you ask him why didn't he value coming to camp in shape? Because if he came to camp in shape, we would have started off season stronger. He always finished strong. He was a great point guard, but he always came in 10, 15 pounds and tried to play his way into shape. And let me tell you something. Before I could hit send, they blocked me from the chat. They tried to kick me out the group. And that's, I'm a fan. I know why we didn't go further during his regime.
Mm-hmm.
It's him coming to so other podcasts are fluff. They're trying to play up to the personalities. They're doing the ESPN approach, and the internet is changing that game. You got to be rough, rugged, and raw. If it ain't organic, all of that. Pump people up. You got too many places to go get content. I don't even watch ESPN no more because of the fluff.
I'm with you, man. I don't watch it no more neither.
Right. And so I've been trying to get Ray Felton on the show here because his family is from the same area my family is from. We're in South Carolina. I think I'm about 30 miles from Ron. You know we in Florence area.
Oh yeah, man. You know my favorite hotspot. You right by Myrtle Beach, you heard me? You ain't far from Myrtle Beach.
That's where we go play golf at. Yeah. So Ray is from Latta area, and I've been wanting to get him to come on, man. Like legit him. So I have two people that are legit want to have come on the channel. That's John Abraham. He about 20 minutes from me, and or he was about 20. He probably living somewhere else now, but him and Ray Felton is who I want to get on because I did the Harry Carson interview. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw that or not. But
Harry Carson played for the Giants.
Yeah, the Hall of Famer. Yep. So I did a beautiful interview with him, man. It was so dope. And it was just about how you grow up in a certain area and what it's like going from rec ball to high school ball, to college ball, to pro ball, and getting to pro ball and finding out that you're dominant. You know what I'm saying? That you can dominate the opponents. You know what I'm saying? Even though they're from all these different areas and all that stuff. Like they legit like what Harry was saying was he didn't catch on to it at first. You know what I'm saying? It took him a while to kind of get a grip of what it was, and then after he got it, he wound up being good at it. And I know the Francas are going to be like, "Hey, Jack Harlow sucks. You in Columbia? Hey, you right around. You in my neck of the woods. Me and Nick G.
He ain't too far from me. I'm only. It takes me 45 minutes up I-20 to get to Columbia.
Shout out to Benedict College, right? Benedict College.
Benedict, Columbia. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. You just took me back, man.
Yeah. Hey, so my favorite restaurant is in that area. My favorite restaurant is a joint called Mio's. You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's right off St. Andrews Road, in that Columbia area, by Irmo. But
are they doing a lot of redevelopment down there now?
I hadn't been in Columbia in a while, but I know the interstate, man. They were doing a lot of on I-20, they were doing a lot of construction. I don't know if that project is finished, but they've been working on that stuff, man. The last time I saw it for like a few years down there, like near in Lexington, like in the Lexington area, which is basically a suburb of Columbia. Yeah, man, you took me back, man. When you said Benedict, I was in when I was in the Army, man, and I was changing my jobs from the infantry after I left Fort Drum in upstate New York. I went to Columbia to reclass, and there was this girl who went to school with me, and I would pick her up from the school she went to, and matter of fact, she went to Benedict, so I used to pick her up and take her home on the weekends and stuff when we would go home on the weekends, man. And yeah, man, Benedict, man.
My homeboy, well, my first cousin, homeboy, I call him homeboy. You know how you get close with your family.
Yeah.
Wally Dixon, the main event. He went there after he left Rutgers. He went down there and played for a year. So we used to go back there and play in summer tournaments sometime. You know, when he was at the height of his and one Rucker Park career. So I spent a lot of good time. But it was you know, I'm a city boy, man. It was that was country.
Oh yeah, I know it was a culture shock for you. Like,
like
you probably went through withdrawals.
I heard the dirt roads, and I was like, "Yo, there's really no road. There's no sidewalks."
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna tell you. You know what's crazy is like I tell people this story all the time, man. Like when I was in down there reclassing, changing jobs in Columbia at Fort Jackson, we went to this club down in Columbia called Fountain Blue, and we went. You went there?
I think I've been there before, but go ahead, tell your story.
What was funny, man? We go to the club, and so, you know, they said they're bringing out this kid. They're bringing out this kid to, you know, he was performing that night, and it was like, yeah, this kid, his name is. They said, you know, we've got a performer tonight. His name is Usher, and I'm like, I said, who is this little kid? I'm like, matter of fact, that's when that first album came out. Kid You Get With It was what he was performing at that club, man.
Wow.
And I was like, I just
got his hands on him.
Yeah, I was like, this little kid singing this kind of grown-up music.
Hey,
we might have been in there at the same time, Ron.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was 94. That was 94. I was down there in Columbia jobs.
Yeah, I graduated college. Hey, let me say
Fort
this.
Jackson.
Yeah, Fort Jackson.
I actually, it's 50 degrees in Jersey today. I actually have a tea time. You know what it's like once that weather get around 45, 50, we run back out to the golf course. But let me say this. Am I wrong for, I don't know if I believe in Bullock yet. And I don't know if I don't know if he's a vet that should be taking minutes. And I'm still confused on, I think he plays two. Maybe they're saying he's taking Knox's minutes. I don't really know how, if he's playing two or they want RJ to move the two so Knox can play. I don't know, but Bullock, I don't know. It doesn't look like he messed with. Am I missing something, guys? Because he's the only guy I walked away with saying, man, yeah, but Bullock, what does he bring? Am I being too harsh, guys?
He's a $4 million player. That basically what he is. He's gonna make all the right assignments and stuff, but you can't depend on him for big stuff. Big moments escape him. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but when the score is flung one way or the other, and I say flung, what I mean is like if we're down by 10 or up by 10, he'll do stuff that impacts the game. But if we're down by one and we need him to make that corner three, he ain't gonna make it. And you can't knock him because he is who he is at this point. You know, you signed him to be an aggressive. So you signed him to be a high energy yet average defender, and you also signed him to hit league average from the field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. You know what I'm saying? You don't expect him to be a 40% 3-point shooter. He's never. I don't remember him ever being that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but at the same time.
Go ahead, Frida. But I was trying to figure out what Andy mean by what he says there. What he's saying there, rather. Frieza asked Ron if he remind me even. I don't know what he mean by that. He need to elaborate on that one. He got me lost this morning.
Hey, Andy, you need to elaborate on that.
Yeah, keep going, Freeze.
Yeah. So here's the thing. You can't say that Bullock is taking minutes from Knox if Knox is not doing everything he can to deserve those minutes, right? So if Knox was 11 points a game, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and Bullock was doing less than that, you'd be like, hey man, why isn't Knox playing? You know what I mean? Okay, Andy said, okay, I'll do that, Andy. I'll put the link in the chat. Just give me a second. But if Knox was doing that type of stuff, then I would say, maybe you should give Knox a look as a starter. But best case scenario is if the competition was even, and Knox had higher upside because he was younger and had more potential. But I can't legit say that Knox has done something to deserve those minutes, and Thibodeau is not giving them to him.
I tell you what, right now, with the way Knox have been playing through that preseason, and it looked like it's carrying on into the regular season. And I'm talking, I'm not even looking at the offense from him, because we know he can shoot the ball, but it's that doggone defense side. And from what I'm seeing right now, he got to be the most shocking player on this team when it comes to defense, man. Shout out, Kevin. Right. He has to be the most shocking player on this team of what he's doing defensively, because I didn't see the side of Knox. I was not one of them people when it came to him on that defense side to say, hey, he was going to be able to be this kind of defender. What he did with Chris Middleton, shout out to the homeboy from Charleston, South Carolina anyway. But, man, what he did to him last night, I was like, my eyes got big, man. And to your point with Reggie Bullock ain't giving me nothing that make me want to see him on this team. If I woke up tomorrow and they said, I'm telling you, I'm not even cutting jokes, and I'm not saying it because of what happened last night. I don't see where this guy is a value to this team, because if you're looking for veterans and veterans that play the right way, from what I've seen, and to be a contributor, what I've seen from Alex Burks and his short stint is better than what Reggie Bullock was supposed to be bringing us, because Alex Burks can play defense and do everything.
If we can win 30 games, Alex Burks 6th man of the year.
Oh yeah,
hey, absolutely. Salute to you. I stand down, my friend. I'm gonna let you talk.
Hey, he's you know what I called him last night? I said he's instant offense. He looked like the second coming of Vinnie Johnson.
Yes.
That's what he looks like. And for people in the chat who don't know who Vinnie Johnson is, hey, Google him. That's what he looks like. Somebody that's good enough on a great roster to be starting. Because that's what Vinny was. At that 6th man, you could plug him in and let him start and let him roll. But yeah, I don't see Reggie Bullock, and he teed me off last night when he fouled that man in the corner, and Kevin Wright brought it out, because I wrote it down as something to talk about on the show last night. I was like, you guys to be kidding me. You over there smiling in the corner? That's the kind of stuff that can make a team go on a run, and you end up losing.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Kev, what's good?
Good morning. I had to jump in when they were talking about Reggie Bullock, and then I heard Kevin Knox. I was like, no. Let me go ahead and set the record straight and hit this morning.
Hey, let me say boy.
It was with you.
So my bad for cutting. So Kev, my bad for cutting you off last night, man. I thought you were telling me to cut it.
No, so here's the thing. I wanted to. So me and State was talking, because I knew you had said you was going to be right back. So then State, I guess his internet connection went off, and so it was just me. And I was like, well, this is unexpected. And so it went into me just talking to the chat. And this was like a good 7-minute stretch. And I'm going to say, because everyone's like, oh, you should get your own thing and da-da-da-da. So to me, I'm going to say that was one of the coolest moments. That 7 minutes that I had, just me on a podcast, just talking to the chat. They're like legit asking me questions like I'm Jonathan Macri.
Right.
I'm like,
so,
okay.
I asked you yesterday. I said, hit me up, because what I wanted you to do is take over Sunday nights, so me and Steve can get a break. So me and Foxy can get a break.
So this is what happened. I thought that I had you. I guess on my Twitter thing, and I probably just didn't look far enough. But I'm pretty sure that I've messaged you on Twitter before, so I just had to actually just go down and scroll and look and see.
I didn't see
fault, because I got lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. The other day, because if you notice, the other night I was in a hotel room. I was in Wilmington with my family over the weekend, so I've just been really busy and didn't talk about. But yeah, that's fine. That's something. If you want to, we can talk about it. I'll send you my I'll do it right here. I'll just send you.
And so the reason being is because Ron has his own joint, and God of Moses and Elijah is not a moderator, right? Like we legit. I talk to Raphael about once a week on the phone, man. He doesn't have the patience to be a moderator because he likes to be a contributor. Of course, he likes to talk. You know what I'm saying? And so the reason why. Oh, I got you. I wanted to ask you, because you're a fan favorite. Like I know. People
I don't even know when this happened. I don't even know when this happened that I became a fan favorite. But
hey, the thing, man, it is what it is. It's like people get, and we get accustomed to hearing your takes and stuff. It's like a how do I say? It's like a celebrity type status within our realm. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with Ghetto Intellect. Like, people legit can't wait to see him jump on and show him the Prince Bun, Free Keith. It's a bunch of in the mornings, and then at nights is you and Foxy and Ron and Legion and a bunch of people, man. So I was like, yo, why don't we get Kev to do it? Because we know at a minimum, Kev has something to talk about when he get on. We already know Kev W gonna have something to talk about when he get on. You know what the thing is, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you look at last night, like, I wasn't really like I said, that 7-minute period, and the chat was just asking me questions, and because they was coming fast, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to keep up with as many as I can, but it can't be like you ask me a question and it's like a 1-word thing. Like, I have to elaborate, but they was just steadily coming in. I'm like, I'm doing my best to keep up with, as much as I can. But it wasn't all about Kevin. Like, people think like I talk about Kevin Knox, what I do, but I love the Knicks. So I can talk about the Knicks because I love the Knicks. Kevin Knox is my favorite player on the Knicks, obviously, but I can talk about the whole plethora of the team.
You're right. I know that.
So yeah, that's cool. I mean, if that's something that I guess if you entrusted me to do, then yeah, I mean that's fine. Like I said, I was going hard. I wasn't even planning on jumping off last night until you got cut off. I was like, oh, because I thought I saw you come in, and I was like,
I thought you were signaling me. I thought you were signaling me.
And I was like, Freeze, are you back? And then you didn't say nothing. And I was like, okay, I don't know if he's just back, if he's about to let somebody in. Because usually, you'll pop in to let somebody else in. So, and then it just went off. And I was like, oh, okay.
Now, I saw you, and okay. So, okay, it's my fault. Listen, man, the main thing I want to let you know is it wasn't that I cut you off. It was, I thought you were like flagging me like, yo, I'm going to just get out of here. That's what I thought was happening. So, it's and the main thing, I felt bad because I thought you were like, oh man, he think I'm doing such and such. No, it wasn't that.
No. I think this is probably just miscommunication, but no, it was a real cool moment for me because, like I said, I don't have my own podcast or anything like that. And then, but everyone to be, questioning me and talking to me like I'm a beat reporter or something was really cool, and I was really privileged to do that. But people to have me in that kind of esteem, I guess.
Hey, Kevin, the thing is people recognize when a person got great insight, man. So
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And I can tell you right now, man, your takes You know, a lot. Sometimes me and you don't see eye to eye, but I understand where you're coming from, and that's the beautiful thing about this whole setup is that people gonna give you a different way to look at things. At the end of the day, just like Guillermo, I know Guillermo's angle. I know it for years. You know, he's more pessimistic than he is optimistic. He'll tell you that himself. You know, but at the end of the day, I know it's coming from a good place. Everybody at the end want them Royals to meet the same place, and that's the championship for them Knickerbockers. You know what I mean? It's what's best for that thing, and not so necessarily as any one player, even though we all have our players on the team that we like. You know what I mean? It's well documented. But yeah, man, hey, keep doing your thing, man. And you need to go ahead and branch out.
And you part of the Lawrence Tears family, man. I mean, it don't feel right if you don't be here. You know what I'm saying? But like we be looking backstage at the people and we like, where Kev at? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey Andy, what's good?
Yo, what's up, guys? Kev, just to add on the cherry on the top, you got that deep bass voice, bro. That's recognizable.
Going
on, baby.
That secret God voice.
The party is about to get rowdy, y'all.
What's up, Andy?
Hey, first, let me shout out Tony Crow. Tony Crow, what's good? I see you. Tony Crow. What's good? Hey, Tony, when you gonna come on the show, boss? I mean, come on.
It's been a long time since I've been in the room with Tony, man. It's been a long time.
Ron,
Cornerstone.
Ron, that was exactly the same thing I was talking about. If you even remind me, because I don't recognize that we were in the same video chat room for like probably 2 years, maybe. Last time on NBK.
Yeah, with Sim, yeah, man. It's
yeah.
You know,
that's why I was asking, you know, Freezy to ask you if you even remember me.
we all was in there together, man. Because that's what I said when we did. Because like Tony Crow, I remember Tony Crow calling in, and I would be sitting there and I'd be listening to me. His code word always "Your Black It's Time." You know what I mean? And so who's Mark is another one. You know, he's another you know, individual.
Original.
Yeah, you know.
Mark is a nut. Mark is a complete nut.
But I tell you, fellas, last night with our team, it was so much good things to peel back last night, man. I think the best thing that happened to the Knicks organization is two things, and they connected: Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's all I got to say.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's all you need to say. You know why? You know why? Because when you hired Leon Rose, you had that feeling like, well, here we go again with another, you know, another president. The people that he put in the specific places, that's what was head turning. You got Perrin from Utah. You got the capologist from Cleveland. You got all these people, and then sprinkled in a World Wide West. Yeah, you sprinkled in all those guys, and then went and said, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that our coaching staff is credible and that players will listen to. He goes out and gets
smart businessman, man. Smart. Honestly,
I don't know what we would have been like if Atkinson was here. I don't think we would have the same feel with Atkinson here. I'm glad that Tom Thibodeau's with us, and he's just trying to find. Thibodeau is just trying to find who his dogs will be when he sends them out to war. He's still trying to find them. I think he
made mention of that.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if he's still searching what he found last night, boy.
Case closed.
Great. Goodness.
Closed. And the thing about it also, Ron, he don't have Quickly, and he don't have Toppin and Rivers. He don't have those guys back yet.
Yeah, that's the dressing on the salad we missing.
Yes. Last night was just.
I didn't want to just leave. I want to say goodbye. Thank you.
Hey, man. Hey, I enjoyed it, man.
No, I love you guys, man. Thank you so much, man. We're gonna connect real soon.
Hey,
okay.
GI tomorrow. GI, we will see you tomorrow, right?
I'll be here tomorrow.
All right. Word.
Yeah, I just got on too. I'm supposed to be at work and everything, but I had to jump on with y'all, man. I just had to because I'm just overjoyed with what I'm seeing. I mean, if people can't see that there is a change, that either means that they're still on that negative tip, or they just want to just bash and trash this team. If they can't see the change, that's a problem. That's a problem on them, not on us, because we're seeing what's going on.
Yeah,
Kev,
yeah, I reckon. You recognize it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Kev, stop with all that fluff. We need to get down to the nitty gritty. I see you fluffing. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. We want Frank.
Hey, I'm gonna start calling Frank Tree Rollins. Since you love calling him Tree Rollins, that's what I'm gonna call him.
Hey, so I was wrong about calling Frank a 6'4" Tree Rollins, right? So let me set the record straight. So Frank is a 6'5" Tree Rollins.
6'5".
Somebody last night was like, Frank is a 6'4" Frank Ntilikina.
Tony Crow, man, what's good?
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Man, long time, Tony.
Yo, I think I'm as excited as I've ever been as a Knicks fan right now, yo. Right?
Wow. What?
Yeah,
I can't believe what I just heard people say. I can't believe it. I can't. I think you trolling me. Yo, you trolling me, and this ain't funny. Are you serious?
Real quick. Here's another observation. If we could get what Alfred Payton did last night at that position, I don't think we're really going to have any problems. Because between him and Quickly, and now you sprinkle in Frank, I don't think we're going to have any problems. But that's only if we see Alfred Payton do what he did last night, at least half of it. I don't want him to, he doesn't have to score like 20 points. Like, just be productive. That's all we're asking for him.
12 points.
This is what I've been on. This is what I've been on since the postseason. Like once Cats saw a couple preseason games, was like, oh, I hope Quickly starts, and if Elf starts, then Thibodeau don't know what he's doing, this, that, and the other. Like, give it time, yo. Give it time. Obviously, there was something that was seen in practices, why Tibbs is running with Elf. Bomb. We get the first flash of it. Am I expecting to see that game all the time? No. But now I understand why Tibbs did what he did, though.
Yeah.
I think something happened with him. I think, and this is my personal opinion. One thing, like, you can come in the league as a bad shooter, but if you work and you work and you work and you work at it, then you can eventually become decent at it. You won't ever be great at it, but you'll be decent at it. I.e., in case in point, Jason Kidd was not a good shooter at all, but he made himself into a good shooter. And that was my main knock on Alfred Payton, because I'm like, you've been in the league for 6-7 years. He can do everything else. He can do everything else but shoot. But my thing was, hey, you getting paid all this money, man. Buy you a shooting coach, and you know your one deficiency. Just work on that. Just work on that. But to your point, it does take time. Hopefully, he can just give us 12 points a game.
Look at Rondo. He's another one. He's a shooter now.
You're right, shooting threes now.
Yeah.
Now, at the end of his career.
Yeah.
But you know what, Ron? It's like you said. We have to trust what Tibbs is saying. We got to trust the organization.
At least for just a little bit more time. We got to realize this was all truncated. Like this, summer league, truncated preseason, truncated camp. You got to give him some of the season to work some of the kinks out.
Yeah, that's why I say I give them guys 20 games before I say you should be on that plane in LaGuardia. 15 to 20 gaames.
Now, Ron, I heard you early last night and today talk about how Reggie Bullock is starting to really downright pissed you off. Would you say the same thing about him, about giving him 20 games as well?
No,
what would you say?
No. He can be deactivated because
Reggie
somebody
Bullock
else
should have been benched
My
3
thing,
games
my
ago.
thing is, I'm gonna tell you. My thing is, I ain't about giving minutes to nobody, but to me, he just don't move the needle for me. And I've been saying that not just this year. I've been saying that last year. Like, I don't know what's the big fascination with this dude. That's just me. I just don't see it with him.
Right. You know what it is? The year before he came here, he was with Detroit, and it was one game where they just blitzed us. They were hitting left and right. I think Mills and all of them saw that and just said, you know what, we got to get him on here. And I think that was, one of the reasons why they brought him on.
Another thing to that point, if he was such this great player at what he does, why when all these teams was looking for help that were contenders and stuff, ain't nobody said, give me Reggie Bullock.
Right.
Everybody wanted Mook. Everybody wanted Mook.
Because of that injury.
But you know what though? He was playing. I could take that.
His worst. He came to the Knicks and that was his worst shooting.
Yeah, but I'm
ever.
saying once he started playing, because he was playing. It wasn't like he was just injured and not playing. The guy was playing. Both of them guys, and nobody wanted neither one of them.
Yes, and but they also had their worst shooting year here.
Yeah,
Ellington
true.
is back to shooting how he was shooting before he came to the Knicks. Now look at his numbers.
He's but Reggie Bullock just don't do it for me, man. I'd rather see Knox out there, really getting the time that he needs. That they pull the rug out from underneath him. Shout out to Kevin for bringing that point out. Ain't no guy that made all team ever lost their position the very next year. Next year.
Knox's thing is Knox's thing. His mental had to come along. But I say this. Bullock has one of the most valuable contracts on the team. Y'all don't realize that. Like, that dude is getting rookie bread for what he does. Like, he's a valuable trade piece. Let's go ahead and build him up. Like, trade him by mid-season or whatever. We'll be able to get something nice for him. Like, there's a reason like he's up front.
Now, I ain't saying he garbage. I just how you have every team that you like. There's certain players, man, that they just don't do it for you. Not that I think that he's a trash player, because I don't think he's garbage. I don't think he's trash. He just don't fit with this team to me.
If I may, Tibbs said something, and I take Tibbs for what Tibbs said. I think Tibbs is a straight shooter.
Yeah.
He always says, or he's been saying that it's not really who starts necessarily, but who finishes.
Yeah.
And the thing about Reggie Bullock is, and this is where the trust lies, Reggie Bullock hasn't played any of the fourth quarters in all 3 of these games.
Right.
The player who's out there is Kevin Knox.
Yeah.
And I believe wholeheartedly the only reason Kevin Knox isn't starting anyways is because he's needed off the bench with Toppin's injury. Because Kevin Knox is the only player that has any kind of size other than Noel that we can bring in to spell Randle and bring in and play the 3. So technically, Kevin Knox is playing the backup 3 and 4 right now.
Is Kevin Knox bigger than Nerlens Noel?
No,
he sure look like it.
Kevin Knox is a legit 6'10" right now. I don't know why they got to list like 6'7", 6'8". You look at him, he's a legit 6'10".
Let me ask you a question.
But Noel is.
Go ahead, Freeze.
Hey, so I just wanted to speak to my brother Tony Crow, man. I hadn't seen Tony in a while. Hey, Tony, what's good, man?
Can't hear you, Tony.
Hey, so how'd you like the?
I think he muted. I can't hear him.
Can't hear him.
I think you muted, Tony.
I bet he said go back in time.
Y'all gonna put some respect on my man Randle name too.
Hey, I didn't put it on him.
Been hearing fans talk real greasy about Randle. Real greasy.
Hey, Randle looking like an all-star right now. Give him his credit.
Randle
this
looks
is the Randle this is the Randle that Fizz wanted but couldn't guide him to.
Yeah. This is the Kentucky Randle.
Yeah.
2.0.
Facts.
Man, wait a minute. How y'all gonna bash me about Randle? And I was the one that was on his defense 24/7. Me and Moses and Elijah.
Yeah, I gotta get to work. I'm gonna holler at y'all.
All right, man.
Easy.
All right,
No, I've seen a different Randle big time between the preseason in these 3 games. Even the losses that we had.
Yo.
Well, hey, there's Tone.
We can hear you, Tony.
Yo, there he is.
What's up, man?
Yo.
Tony got the 3 C's. He's cool, calm, and collected. That's Tone.
Yeah, you right about that.
Look at him.
Guys, I'm gonna jump out, guys.
Hey, Andy, man, good seeing you, man.
I'll talk to you, all right?
Hope to see you guys soon on here or on the night show or just on the NBK show, whatever, guys.
Yeah, or even on my show. Come on, jump
show.
on in, man. It's an open
I'm gonna be popping up. I'm gonna be popping up from the car, so I got like 25-minute drive, so 25-minute drive. So I try to hop on there like every day almost. So
okay, love you, bro. Love you.
Okay. Kev, you gonna be on the weekly show tonight?
The night show?
No, at the weekly show on Sin show.
Yes.
Oh, that's like real big league. That's like real big league.
Yeah, bro, I got some beef with you, Kevin, but I'm gonna steer it there.
What I do? I ain't done nothing.
I think
I'll tell you.
Oh, I thought he was talking to me.
Yeah. No. Kev, you're cool.
Oh.
I'm talking to Cornerstone. Yo, peace out, guys.
Peace out.
Peace out.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, so Cornerstone Kev, where does Cornerstone come from? You got me scared.
Okay.
You got me scared.
Okay. So here's the thing. I had a huge argument with Josh on Sim's podcast where I said that well, not just Josh, but a whole bunch of people where they were saying that they would trade.
I was there.
Yeah, you were there for that. They were entertaining trading Mitchell Robinson.
Mitch with the Cornerstone.
Yes. I said between him and RJ. That's grown. But yeah, I said that Mitch and RJ were untradeable and that they're my cornerstones. And I was going at Sim, I was going at Josh, I was going at whoever. I was like, because they were entertaining the fact of maybe trading with Golden State for with Mitch just to move up to that number 2 pick. And I was like, why would we? No, just keep Mitch because he's one of our cornerstones. And it just started from there. So I've been known as Cornerstone Cat.
Cornerstone Cat. Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, man. What's up, Tony?
Yeah, man.
Salute.
Yeah. So that's how that got started. And I was just always defending that. And now I feel as though that Toppin and Quickly, Knox, and whatever they do with with Frank and everything. I noticed I didn't include Frank yet because we're still trying to see what he can do. But those guys that I named, I consider those the cornerstones, the foundation for us building it back up. So that's how it got started.
Yeah, that just sprung up naturally. Hey, that's always the best thing. That's like what I say about a joke. The best jokes are the ones that weren't intended to be one.
Right,
you know
right.
Yeah,
I'm because here's the other thing. No all-stars are coming here of their own free will. So why can't we grow that organically? Why can't we? I mean, and then you think about it, if we're going to trade for that, we're probably going to give up all, half or 75% of our capital just to get that all-star. And for God knows how long they'll be here. But it'll probably be for a short time. While we've done that, while we traded for that all-star, we've given up like 74. I don't want another period where we're trading for like a Carmelo Anthony and we give up the farm for him.
4 starters and 2 bench players and 3 picks.
If
I may say something.
That's a lot.
I can't have that again. I can't go through that. I mean, because it looked shiny when it first was happening, but all it really got us with Anthony was to the second round of the playoffs, which was a really good team. It's just that a lot of those players were just out of their prime.
But you got to remember too something that happened as a result of that. Because wasn't Walsh gone the very next year after that?
Yes.
He left.
So he left. So that was the biggest thing, that piece that nobody thought about after that trade was made. If he was, because he had a vision for what he was going to do with the team, because he had his eyes on Melo. It was no secret. Everybody knew the Knicks were going to get him. But, things just didn't happen that way, man. So I'm with you on that, man. I'm tired of mortgaging the future, man. But Tony, man, hey, tell us how you feel, man. It's been a minute. Let us know what's good, man.
Sure. Well, I don't know where Freezy went, but I want to salute Freezy first, congratulate him on his success. Ron, I see you too, man. I see you out there, man.
Man, appreciate it, Tony,
man. I'm gonna be right behind you guys.
Yeah, you need to.
As you see, I'm rapping for the Elf right now. He had a phenomenal game. I put my apology out to him on Twitter. Hopefully he saw it.
I'm gonna have to do the same thing.
For sure.
I'm not giving him an apology after one game. No.
Hey, you got to, man.
I'm not doing
you
that.
You got to.
The funny thing is, I was talking to my friend before last night's game, and I was mad because I was giving Elfrid his credit last year, because for me personally, I feel like our turnaround, we started winning games when he came back.
True.
That's another reason why, a lot of people kill me for it. I was not as down on Fizdale as a lot of other people, because he didn't really have that time with Peyton. And Peyton's the one that I feel like turned the season around. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. Salute to Peyton. He did a phenomenal job. All he really has to do to be successful is make shots. He don't got to make them at the clip that he made them last night, but be average to slightly above average percentage wise, and we will be fine.
100% agree with that.
We got to get scoring, and you know what? The same exact thing goes for Frank Ntilikina.
100%.
I said this in the chat yesterday. Frank has had games like this before. Not only has he's had stretches of games like that. The problem with Frank was every time he goes through a stretch where he's playing well, maybe like 5, maybe 7 games, he pulls a hamstring or a groin, and then he sits for like 14 games or 14 days, 2 weeks, and then it's like he literally starts from the very beginning and has to build himself back up, and that takes a couple weeks, maybe a month before he gets back to Frank's showing what he could do again. And then he have a little stretch and he gets hurt. So hopefully right now he could continue to progress and just stay healthy. I think if Frank stays healthy, he would have a better perspective of him.
I agree with you, man. I agree with you, Tony, because that's my main problem with Frank, man. I love Frank, man. Everybody know that, man. But he just can't stay on the court. Every time when he start playing, but you start looking like, okay, now he's turning the corner. He's starting to turn the corner. Boom. Here comes the injury. To your point. Exactly.
Groin injury. It seems to always be the groin.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
And that's a lingering thing. That's why I'm happy now they're taking their time with Rivers, because you don't want to rush back from that. You know what I mean? Clear that up, get it 100%.
Yeah, and he's older. Yeah.
Freezy, I was just telling the chat, salute to you, man. Congratulations on your success. I see you out here, man.
Hey, man. Thank you, brother. It's not just me, man. I found a group of people that I love to be. Huh?
I said, I see you got a team.
Yeah. I got it. It's got around a bunch of people, man, that I love to be around, that show up every day. And I told them I'm gonna show up every day for them and try to put out the best Knicks stuff that I can do. Plus, I'm plugged into the brothership. You know what I'm saying? The MBK fam. You know what I'm saying? Trying to grow that too. So I got support all around to do whatever creative thing that I can that fits the group of people that I'm around, man. And people keep supporting, and I'm supporting them too. Like they legit want to come on the show and be in the video chat, or if they want to do their own separate podcast or whatever it is, man, I'm supporting everybody that's doing Knicks stuff, because the thing about it, and what people don't realize is Google and YouTube has hundreds of millions of subscribers, right? And the Knicks fan base has millions and millions of subscribers. So it's enough room out here for everybody to eat. You know what I'm saying? My 1,000 subscribers ain't nothing compared to, you know what I'm saying, the hundreds of millions of people that use YouTube often. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just out here just trying to find family, you know what I'm saying, that want to plug into this and into the brothership. You know what I'm saying? Because we know nothing but Knicks is the brothership connection. So we just satellite those satellite shows from that, and we all trying to grow this thing together, man. That's why I'm always shouting y'all out. You know what I'm saying? I'm always shouting you as much as I can so that we can get, so everybody can know that we legit brothers in this thing, brothers in arms, trying to do the best we can do. Hey, yo, and I meant to say congratulations again to George Alvernia for having his baby. I bet you George ain't got no sleep. I bet he got a baby. I bet you he operates on 37 minutes of sleep.
The only thing you hope for that young man is that, oh, please let them come in just knowing when they're supposed to go to sleep and when they're supposed to wake up, so I can sleep. That's all he's thinking.
So speaking of the brothership, you know, he got the MBK fan website, right? I recently posted a article on there, basically saying, you know, well, Knicks fans owe Julius Randle an apology as well.
Absolutely, man.
If you get a chance, man, go to mpkfan.com, check out the blog, the article, and you know, give me some feedback. I appreciate that. But I really feel like I got tired of all the hate on Julius Randle, you know, coming into the season and all last year. I felt like it was like even I said some things at times, but to hear it consistently and constantly, I could only imagine he probably got to shut down all his social medias, you know what I mean, or deal with family only, because that the comments that were going towards him were horrible, man, horrible. And I was just like, man, it must be tough on him as a player to come here willingly and give your all and try your best, take on a new role, you know, new responsibilities, and not have a fair adjustment period.
Yeah,
you
he
know
was
what
set
I mean?
up to fail, man. He was set up to fail last year. I mean, everything. It was a perfect storm for him, man. From the coaching situation to that front office situation, and the guy still put up numbers. It just was on a very bad team, and he wasn't being used properly. Like you said, Fizz had an idea, but he didn't know how to truly execute that thing. Where Tom, you know what I think the difference between them two coaching styles is? Tibbs ain't trying to be your friend. Tibbs trying to be your coach. Fizz trying to be your boy. And in business, hey, we can be friends all day, but when it's time to handle our business, I need you to be businesslike. And you got to determine which one of those persons you're going to be, man. And so I think that's when I saw him going to the game with Dotson and it was somebody else. He went to a playoff game with him, and they were sitting in the stands at Boston. I was like, that may send a bad message.
That wasn't too bad, because
that was
those were younger guys. You know, those are guys that probably never been to a playoff game. You know what I mean? Coming out of college and or whatever, they probably, that's a good coaching curve. But I would have been more impressed had he brought the majority of the team, though, because now it's more coaching and less, like you said, friendship.
Looking kind of biased to them players, man, than the other players.
But I didn't have too much of a problem with it, and he kind of said he was gonna do that, like before, you know what I mean, before the playoffs even started. He want to take some guys there and point things out live. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I'm not too mad with that, but I agree with you, man. He was too friendly, and it's hard to be a disciplinary if you talking to your friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, Tony, man. Hey,
Right.
seriously, when you get your stuff up and going, man, let us know. And I'm plugging right into you.
For
you know what I
sure.
mean? This thing go far back, man, before Sim even had that video chat. You know what I mean? When we had to call in.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Hey,
I was waiting for that man. and for sure, I know you was waiting for that. Yo,
man, hey,
Yo,
I tell you,
forgot. I
Yeah.
forgot. Yo, I'm in the middle of greatness right here. Cause I was like, cause the first time I heard Yo Black is Time, I'm like, I already know. What do I know that from? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then I kept hearing it. I'm like, yo, that's so dope. That's the catchphrase. You know what I'm saying? And then I heard Ron. I'm like, yo, this is crazy right here. And it's funny. It's funny because before people even look around, see who it is, when they hear Yo Black is Time, they already know that it's Tony Crow. You know what I'm saying? Crow. Yo, so I mean, so that's dope. Yeah, man. Guy. Hey, so yeah, so we're gonna try to so we're gonna try to pull up the article on NBK Fam and post it in the virtual chat. That way people can click on it and go to it.
Well, I tell you what, I can't wait till we can get up in that.
That's right. Check out my article too. Check out my article too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, all right.
Once all this stuff ceases, man.
Hey, Navy man, that's how we greet people. When we greet people, we say good morning. You know what I'm saying? These Navy dudes are in the place.
Good morning, Freeze.
Look at me. Look at me.
Salute to the chat. Salute to everyone out there. Everyone, happy holidays. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing?
Man, I couldn't believe you ain't get on last night. I saw you came in there. I threw the thing in the chat, man. I was like, I was waiting. I'm like, I can't believe he ain't coming here after that demolition derby last night.
Demolition derby. I mean, I fell asleep. I was tired. I went on Sim show and I got destroyed for some reason for saying something that everyone wound up agreeing with in the first place.
What you said?
All right, here we go.
He said RJ ain't no alpha yet.
That's all I said. That's all I said. And everyone was like, oh my God.
Oh,
it's only because he's 19. I said RJ Barrett is not the current alpha on this team right now. That's what I was saying. That's all I said. He's not the current alpha on this team. And that we decided to build around this guy. And I made a mistake by saying that as RJ goes, this team goes. And that's simply not the case. Because Julius Randle, when he goes, the team does well. But without Julius Randle, this team, you know what I'm saying? So RJ Barrett is not the current alpha right now. Will he develop into that player? We still have to see that. We still have to, wait and see. But as of right now, RJ Barrett is not an alpha. Not on this team.
Right now, Julius is the motor, man.
I think the difference between Julius and RJ is why RJ isn't the main primary focus is his efficiency hasn't been there. He's putting up the shots. They're like, oh, I'm an alpha.
Right.
If you look at his shot volume, you would think that, but his efficiency isn't there. So the mindset is like, okay, he wants to be an alpha because offensively he has the ball and he's taking shots like he is. It's just he's not efficient enough to be that yet.
So let me ask you a question. When they get the Knicks haven't played any close games yet, but say at the end of the half when it's the last possession and the Knicks have the ball in a favorable shot clock, who does the ball go to?
It's going to Randle. It's going to Randle.
Easily. You know what I'm saying? And people were like, well, Julius Randle is the reason why RJ Barrett's not an alpha. And I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense because if you're an alpha, that ball going to be in your hands no matter what. It doesn't matter who's on your team. Like Kobe didn't stop Shaq from being, Shaq didn't stop Kobe from being an alpha. They were alphas together.
Well, here's the thing. On that roster, you had two of the greatest players of all time.
I know, but that's the point that I'm trying to make.
And like I said, I take what Tibbs says, when Tibbs talks, I like to listen and dissect what he says. So he brought up this fact. He said, even if the play is drawn up for you, it may not be the best shot for you to take. As in, I can draw up a play for Julius Randle, but as the play goes on and develops, Julius Randle may not have the best shot in this play. And it's up for Julius Randle to be smart enough to be able to, okay, I know this play is mine, but I see Alec Burks over here wide open. And I know Alec Burks can hit this shot.
That's your contingency plan.
Exactly. So that's why I said who's on the court. Because you can say the players wrote up for Julius Randle. And let's be honest, in the league, and although Julius Randle is our best player, it may not be Julius Randle's shot to take. It may be his shot to put the ball in his hands and see what happens and see what happens as the play develops. But right now, it's kind of like shot by committee. So I don't know who hit the last shot.
Between him and right now, him and Alex Burks, they look to be our most efficient shooters right now on the team. When Julius Randle shooting that ball now, man, I'm like, okay. I don't look at him and be like, don't shoot, pass the ball. Him and Alex Burks, them two guys right now is our most consistent two players on this roster.
But here's the thing, and I had to do my research last night, because to me, I just feel like Knicks fans really don't know what alpha means or that guy really means. Because if you look throughout the history of our franchise, we talking back to 1946, we've only had like one or two guys that have been like the man, like they're the man on the team. Outside of that, it's just been kind of like by committee. You know what I'm saying? And then, three, maybe Carmelo Anthony is the other one. I'm thinking Carmelo Anthony, Patrick Ewing, and Bernard King. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing.
Man.
Hold on. The last time the Knicks had an MVP was 50 years ago. That was Willis Reed. Since then, we've had no, Ewing was the only one that was MVP caliber, but he wasn't going to win the MVP over Jordan, Magic, and David Robinson and Charles Barkley and all of them. So we've never really had that, that MVP caliber player on our team. It's pretty much been by committee. We won the championship back in 1969-70, and back then by playing this team, this team style of game, like the Pistons back in 04. Right. You know what I'm saying? We've never really had that alpha, that star, or if we did have him, it was seldom. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we don't really know. And what I'm saying is, and my thing was, in today's current NBA, I feel like you need to have that guy. You need to have that guy on your team in today's current NBA. You know what I'm saying? And we don't have it, and we seem to not want that for some reason.
So here's the thing.
Well, Josh,
so here's the thing I noticed. Hey, so the thing I noticed in the 3 games this season is we don't get whistles, we don't get calls. Like we legit get pushed around and
we get them the other way.
Yeah, our team doesn't get respect. Like in the Sixers game, RJ Barrett legit got hacked across his shoulder and knocked out of bounds back beyond the stanchion, and no foul was called. Right, and I know you're going to say, well, what does that have to do with RJ being an alpha? Right, at some point, the referees are going to have to start respecting our young core, and part of that will go into RJ Barrett developing into an alpha type, because that's his game. His game is going. His game is everything going towards the basket. You know what I'm saying? And so in an Adrian Dantley type situation, where an undersized guy is constantly going to the basket, drawing fouls, that's probably going to be RJ's game. We don't see RJ Barrett being a high volume 3-point shooter. You know what I'm saying? He'll probably take the shots when the defense gives him the 3-point shot. But I think once RJ establishes himself in that vein, and referees and stuff start respecting RJ's game going to the basket, I think you'll see RJ Barrett develop into that alpha type guy, because he's legit going to the basket and taking punishment from guys bigger than him all game long, right? Especially in the Philly game where he goes by Ben Simmons and Danny Green is reaching at him and Thibault's on the floor, and when he gets to the rim, it's either Dwight Howard or Joel Embiid there at the basket. That's a rough gauntlet to. You know what I'm saying? And for him not to get any call, well, he got some calls, but you understand what I'm saying. I think RJ has the mentality, like if he can develop in his own lane, he'll be that guy.
You know what?
Compare him to Jimmy Butler with more talent.
Way more. I mean, the physical prowess and the way they play, I see that, Tone. What I was gonna say real quick, not to cut you off. Morning, everybody. Morning, Knicks family.
Morning.
You know what I'm saying? Blorn's family. You know what I'm saying? Man, family. You know what I'm saying? Good morning, everybody. But with that being said, Josh, I hear you on that, bro, and I know you preaching this alpha dog, mentality, and we need that. And I hear what you're saying, because again, like I was listening to you last night, and I couldn't really back you up like I wanted to, but like I hear you on saying we need that guy. And I know you probably was one of them people who was beating this dead horse too. You wanted, John Wall. And
Westbrook was my dude.
Yeah, like me personally, I wouldn't want Westbrook. He's a little bit older and stuff like that. We're not gonna get into that. But like you said, the persona of their you know what I'm saying, their basketball prowess screams New York. So I respect that when you say, bro, this is that, and RJ is an alpha, bro. Like that ball hog mentality shit, excuse my language, that's an alpha, bro. He believes in his abilities. Like that's a supreme alpha for you. Hey B, I don't care who on the court with me. I'm gonna do what I want to do when I want to do it. Now again, he may not be able to do that because of his skill set at this moment. But once, like everybody said, once the league starts to respect his, the way he plays basketball, and that, the NBA, like, hey, man, he's one of the top rising talents. We got to respect him on a night-to-night basis when it comes to him going to the basket, and we got to protect him. I said the same thing when Mitch got elbowed in the nose that preseason game. I said, watch Mitch start getting more calls in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, it's like that cachet. You build it up in the NBA, playing and refs respecting you respecting the refs in the game, and then you'll start to see you are going to get those calls that we haven't been getting. But just like Freezy said, and OG Ron just said, it is baffling the way, like that chick that ref the game. What was that?
Oh man, she was terrible.
Oh my God! And I'm not even a woman basher. I'm not a woman basher, and please, I hope nobody chimes on us like that. But that was horrible. Like she was horrible. Like like for real.
You talking about the chick that looked like Lisa Stansfield? The Lisa Stansfield that can check that referee.
Stop breathing.
Yeah,
He was
y'all remember Lisa
emotional.
Stansfield?
Yeah, I remember Lisa Ben on the wheel and
No, but here's the thing. Like my thing was, everyone was saying that Julius Randle was the one that was holding RJ back. That's not true. Because I feel like if you got it, you got it. Like nothing, nobody else on the court is gonna stop you from getting yours. You know what I'm saying? And me and Tony disagree on this part of it, right? I always compare what RJ Barrett, his production to John Morant, right? John Morant, they came out in the same draft. I know we were one pick away and we couldn't get John Morant. You know what I'm saying? But they always gonna be compared together because they came out in the same draft. When John Morant went to Memphis, he took over. And it wasn't because but my thing is, it doesn't matter whether you're a point guard or not. He got his. RJ Barrett, he started last year. The ball was in his hand last year. Julius Randle didn't stop RJ Barrett from doing his thing. He missed them free throws. Julius Randle didn't have nothing to do with that.
Not to cut you off.
Josh, hey, let me say something to Josh just right quick. You know what? And to you guys' point. You know what it is when you look at RJ, and I'm gonna throw this comparison, and I'm gonna call his name, and people are gonna think I'm crazy for saying it. But there's a particular individual that when he started off in this league, he had that same mentality. I'm going somewhere with this now. Notice that same mentality, right?
Uh-oh.
Remember this guy airballing shots from the free throw line.
Kobe. No.
Remember how he started off? He had that talent, but he wasn't what he became.
Right.
Ain't nobody thought he was gonna be that good. They thought he was gonna be good, but not what he became.
Kobe?
Exactly. RJ has that it of wanting to be great. He has to keep working. And I don't have. See, that's the thing about an alpha. An alpha has to have the mentality that they're going to keep working. They're going to keep working, and nobody's going to stop me from getting mine.
Yep.
And that was Kobe's mentality. It's the same type of mentality. I ain't talking about production, because what Kobe production was and where RJ at is obvious. It's night and day. But the mentality, that's what that Mamba mentality stuff is. Nobody gonna stop me. I'm gonna play through whatever. I'm gonna take us there. And for what RJ did last year, I hated that the season got cut short, because he would have made the all-rookie team. I'm here to tell you, if the season would not have gotten cut short, he would have made the all-rookie team, because his trajectory started going up. And then to come to find out, and they ain't never said this, and that's why I respect the guy, because it reminds me of Kobe with this. He never talked about that injury, not until this year. What he was dealing with. He never made an excuse. Never made an excuse. So that's what a mentality is. That's about being an alpha.
Tone, I know you wanted to get some smoke, but I just wanted to sneak in, Josh, real quick. And this ain't a knock on RJ, but again, bro, I knew when RJ came to us, RJ is not like, he's not a playmaker type of baller. He's a scorer. RJ is a scorer. He's not a true playmaker. So when you say RJ and Ja, you always go, compare them two together, it's kind of unfair, because Ja is a PG. That is his job to take over. Right. Memphis was slated for him to take over. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure the powers and be in New York wanted RJ to be the alpha dog, the it player on our team. But again, with the foolishness that Fizdale was doing, the fact that the kid was hurt, and a couple other things, bro, not making an excuse, but that is not his game. He is a type of guy who's going to go crazy if he has an offense and a facilitator to run with. He had none of that last year, so he had to be a facilitator. And if you remember him at Duke, how often did RJ truly facilitate? We see him throwing oops to Zion and running the break. I never seen RJ a true facilitator.
It wasn't until Zion got hurt. When Zion got hurt, that's when he showed what he could do with the ball in his hands.
Yeah,
and
Trey.
No, go ahead, Freeze.
No, go ahead. Y'all go ahead and eat. Matter of fact, I'm gonna step aside. I'm gonna be listening. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing.
I'm gonna step aside. Zion got hurt. Yeah, he really took off, man. It was like when Zion got hurt, conversations started being had about, can RJ be the number one guy in the draft? You remember that? You remember this guy talking about that?
I remember.
Because of what he was displaying. You know what I mean? It was basically him and Cam Reddish and the rest of them guys, and he carried that team.
Yeah, yes, he did.
That's
I don't like that comparing the point guard with a non-point guard. It's two different roles. You know what I mean? Like
apples and oranges.
And if we had the second pick, I guarantee we would have took Ja. So that I mean, that's neither here nor there. But RJ is 100% an alpha, man. He has the work ethic. I mean, it's gonna take time for him to blossom into who he's going to be. That's with every player. You should get better as years go by, but you can't expect him to be at his peak in year 2. But you can see the little things. You can see the bounce back games. You can see if his shot's not making, he's doing other things. He stays on the floor because of it. He still rebounds. He makes the right play. He's not necessarily give the ball to him and now make the right play every time, which a point guard should do. But when he has the ball in his hands, he makes the right play 9 out of 10 times. 8 out of 10.
About RJ?
Yes.
I disagree. And I've been on the record as saying when RJ gets the ball in his hand, 9 times out of 10, RJ is looking to do one thing. Since the first couple of games, you have seen the best play for RJ to make is for him to pass the ball. Because he's taking some bad shots. And that's a part of the efficiency. Like, if he is like, okay, I'm struggling right now, let me drive, collapse the defense, and pass out. He's like, no, I'm driving, I'm going up. That's what RJ's mentality is. I can't sit here and say he makes the right basketball plays because he doesn't.
I disagree 100%.
You need to go back and watch the games.
Go to the basket, yes, but he reads the floor. That's what he does.
If RJ was reading the floor, he would not take some of the shots he's taking.
Say that again?
Well, I think in Tone's defense, I hear Tone because again, I think you know what I'm saying. I really do see RJ looking for people. You know what I'm saying. I've seen him make passes to cutters. I've seen, you know what I'm saying. I've seen him set up guys. So I can't say RJ don't look to facilitate or get the ball to other people. Now, like I just said, we cannot bash a scorer for scoring, y'all. That is his job. That is his pedigree to score the ball. Right. So you know what I'm saying? We can't.
I'm not bashing him from scoring. I'm saying RJ, especially when you are slumping, because like I brought up the other night, to be honest, to be completely fair to RJ has only had one good half of basketball in 3 games. The first half against Indiana, when he just couldn't miss.
When he just you don't want us bashing Knox. Don't bashing RJ.
Hey, Knox playing good. Hold on, Freezy. Leave Knox out of this. You stay on Kev. Leave Knox alone, bro. You stay on Kev.
This is not me bashing RJ. This is me being realistic. Like, efficiency-wise, RJ has only been efficient for one half of basketball.
But Kev,
even in the first game, the second half, he went 3 for 7. He had a horrible game the second game, and he really wasn't that efficient last game. So let's just keep it real. He has not been efficient. He had one efficient half.
That's a totally different argument.
So, Kev, real quick, I don't want to cut you off, Tom. Yeah, I don't want to cut you off, but Kev, even with that being said, bro, was his productivity worth what? You know what I'm saying? Did his productivity help us in the game? Like I understand that his efficiency, but what RJ did, even when he wasn't efficient, did it help us in times that we need, or did he hurt us? Outside of that one game, he shot bad last game. Did he help us or didn't he? That's all I want to ask.
Well, I can't say he helped us because we got blown out by Philadelphia, so I can't say
that's one game.
But I'm saying I can't sit here and say in that game he helped us because we got blown out. So I can't really make an argument for that game. I can't make an argument for anyone that game because nothing that anyone did.
So you saying
I'm saying the Philadelphia game. I can't say anybody.
RJ scored 7 points in the fourth quarter, I think.
Against Philadelphia?
Yeah,
against Milwaukee.
No, I'm talking about the Philly game. I'm saying it's unfair to me to say he helped us in the Philly game because we got blown out by 20, and he shot horrible.
To be honest with you, the Philly game. My bad, but to be honest with you, the Philly game, you legit have to look at the Philly defense as a whole, and not just RJ Barrett's offense. I mean, because you have Ben Simmons, who's an all defensive guy. Keith Thibault is a defensive guard. Then you have Danny Green, who's a defensive guy, and then at the rim you have Dwight Howard, who's been Defensive Player of the Year 4 times, and Joel Embiid, who's all NBA defense. So it's not just RJ Barrett's offense, man. It's the caliber of defense he was facing too. You know, it's not like he was doing, just going out there, doing pirouettes, throwing up threes. I mean, the caliber of defense definitely had something to do with it.
No, and again, as I said, I'm not just saying RJ. I said nobody really had a great game against Philly, and I'm not putting it all on RJ. Saying, Randle had
Randle did what he was supposed to do. He took advantage of his mismatch all game long.
Yeah, I'll say Randle had a good game.
Nothing for Randle.
It was just a collection of, like, this is how I look at it. And I mentioned this last night. that starting lineup against Philadelphia, and it's not because it's the same lineup we had last night, but we all know that Mitch can't generate offense on his own. That's a fact. Like Mitch cannot. You're not gonna give the ball to Mitch and have him. He's gonna get his points off of rebounds and alley-oops.
Except for that one play last night where he went reverse and didn't finish with the left hand and did something.
Yeah, but
where he put it up. Yeah.
But other than that, we all know that Mitch ain't gonna generate his own offense.
You're right.
If Elfrid Payton ain't doing nothing, then and Bullocks don't do nothing. So really, legitimately, we was playing 2-on-5 offensively against Philadelphia. Burks can come in, but here's the thing: I like Burks off the bench. So if you're playing from a hole, it's just hard to dig out of a hole sometimes, especially when you're going against a elite caliber defensive team. Then you're just gonna dig that hole even deeper. You're not climbing out; you're just digging it deeper. You don't even know it.
Right.
So.
Okay. So what's the answer?
It's not a knock on RJ. Like anytime someone brings up RJ and people don't hear what they want to hear, it's automatically, oh my God. Like, but people have to realize RJ Barrett is not that guy yet. And that's all I've been saying. That's all I've been saying. He's not that guy yet.
Coming.
He's not that dude.
He's coming.
RJ is a golden child.
I'm not saying he's not.
And you can't say nothing wrong about RJ.
So why do you have him in our fantasy league? If RJ ain't that dude, why you got him in our fantasy league?
I ain't got him.
Who got RJ?
John?
You
don't have him? Okay, never mind then. Okay, my bad. Strike that last part.
I don't have anybody from the Knicks. Yeah, really? I don't believe in picking your favorite team in fantasy. I don't believe in that.
Hey, I'm encouraged, man, because I know RJ got a long way to go. A long way to go. But he got fight in him, man. He got dog in him.
Hey, Tony, to your point, man, let's look at his numbers. I'm on Basketball Reference right now. RJ last year through 59 games had averaged 14.5 points, 5.1 rebounds, 2.6 assists, shot 40% from the field, 31% on threes, 61.9 free throws is well documented. We know about that. And this year, up his points average right now to 17.7 through 3 games, rebounding at 7.3. Assist is up as well, 4.3. Field goal is up to 42.6%. His 3-point shot took a dip because of that game last night, of course, 23.1%. Free throws, whole 10 points better, 71%. So RJ is climbing the ladder. Let me share something with y'all about Mr. Kobe Bean Bryant. 96-97, 15 minutes played, 7.6 points, 81% free throws, 48% rather on field goals, 37% on 3-pointers. The next year, 26 minutes, 15.4 points a game, 79% from the free throw line, 46.9% field goal, 34% 3 points. His third year.
He made the All-Star team that year too, by the way.
Third year, 37 minutes, 19.9 points a game, 83% free throw, 48.2% on the field goal. His 3-point shot actually dipped that year to 26%. So my thing is, I say that to say this. RJ is coming. And everybody gonna take notice. He coming. Matter of fact, don't be surprised this year because that free throw percentage of 71%, if he get that to 80, RJ gonna end up being a 20-point scorer this year. I'm going on record. I think he gonna end up being a 20-point scorer this year.
Did anybody have expectations for RJ Barrett to score 20 points per game this year? Well, prior to the season.
This year?
I did. Everyone. I feel like everyone did. So, I mean, he got to hit that mark. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We got to hold these guys accountable. We expected RJ Barrett to be, I mean, he's playing better, don't get me wrong, and he's not taking a step in the wrong direction. I believe he is, progressing, but if you're gonna be the second best player on this team, you got to give us 20 points per game, and that's not a lot to ask for. If the ball's in your hand and you can score,
he's gonna do it. And shout out to Keyshawn, man, in the chat. Second season, remember that. He's gonna do it though. I mean, even right now, if he finished this season at 17 points a game, because it's actually 18 because it's 17.7 points a game. So you can round that up to 18. You know, go ahead.
Can you pull up Butler's first 3 year stats?
Okay.
And my only issue with the Kobe comparison is Kobe was efficient from the jump.
Yeah, that's the major difference.
And the other difference between Kobe and RJ is Kobe had world beaters around him. So defenses didn't have to focus on Kobe from the jump. You know what I'm saying? I mean, RJ Barrett has Julius Randle and Alec Burks. Kobe legit had Eddie Jones and Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, he sure did. You know? And Nick Van Exel.
Shaq wasn't there when Kobe rookie first.
Yeah, Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones.
Yeah. They signed Shaq in free agency from Orlando. They signed Shaq in free agency from Orlando.
In his rookie year?
Yep, in his rookie year. Yep. I'm totally confident in it.
I still thought they had Divock then.
No, they traded Roddy Divock for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
And Jimmy Butler is more of a fair comparison for RJ because you look at them guys' game, it's like really like a mirror image. Let's see.
Yeah, but the thing about Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler at first, he wasn't that alpha dude, but you still seen what people wanted to see from Jimmy Butler, and I feel like that's how y'all feel about RJ, but he's not there yet.
Well,
he's not there yet, and that's all. That's all I was saying.
Let's look at these numbers for Jimmy Butler. Yeah, I got the numbers for Jimmy Butler. But the only thing for Jimmy Butler, I don't know why they did this. They just gave me his 2021 numbers and then his career numbers. But for his career numbers, you know what he's averaging a game? 17 points, 5 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 45% field goal, 33% free on the three, and 83% free throw shooting. That's his career numbers.
Ron, let me do this real quick. So a super chat came in. Thanks, Michael Parker, for the super chat. Michael Parker says, let me see. Michael Parker says, I'm trying to highlight it. My mouse is acting weird. So Michael Parker says, salute to the panel, salute to the chats. Shooting scares me. Most people don't want to hear it, but I will trade RJ if guaranteed a top 10 pick in next year's draft.
Terrible.
That's what Michael Parker.
Absolutely not. Why would you trade? Why would you trade someone a known commodity? This is exactly what we did with Porzingis, right? We traded a known commodity, someone that had value already, for someone that we didn't even know about. And now the only way for us to win this Porzingis trade is if we got to hope that these draft picks pan out. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's same old Knicks right there. Trading away a guy that's already on your team, your draft picks. That's same old Knicks.
Oh, you saying that's
you don't have to worry about that.
That's hustling backwards.
Is that
Leon Rose at trust?
Hey, pseudonym Sweet Pea. Yeah, this is live. I'm live. And the Prince Bun keep dropping in and out. What's Prince, is your phone dying? Prince Bun keep jumping in and out.
Hey, but fellas, I gotta get out of here. It was nice to get on with you guys.
I don't know if it's me.
Probably it's signal. Probably.
Hey, man, we expect to see you more.
All right, Uncle Fulio.
We expect to see you more.
Josh, I'm gonna reach out to you in a couple hours.
It's Uncle Fulio now to be confused with Coolio. You heard me? You heard me, Josh?
Yeah.
Check me out. I heard that. Check me out on Knicks Weekly later. I'll be on Knicks Weekly later at 3:30. So I see you.
All right, man.
Peace out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler's a fair comparison.
I have his first 3 seasons right here.
Okay.
He averaged
What's up, Chris?
2.6, 8.6, and 13.1. But his minutes went from 8.5 to 26 to 38. He didn't average 20 points until his fourth season, but he was still averaging 38 minutes a game.
And I think RJ gonna get there sooner with that 20 points. Because what? Let me see what RJ minutes. Right
He's
now,
averaging like 30. Right now, RJ's averaging 36 minutes a game.
Okay.
So far in 3 games, 36.7. He's leading the team. Him and Randle are the only one getting 30 minutes a game. Randle's getting 35.
So back to your point of what you said about your coach and trust. You're not playing that kind of minutes unless the coach sees something in you that warrants you being on the floor for that long.
Yep. You absolutely right, my friend.
I think Reggie Bullock's playing way too much.
Yeah, what is Reggie Bullock's minutes? Tell us that.
23. He needs to go down to at least 10.
And what Knox? What's Knox average right now?
Knox is averaging 24.
Oh wow.
Oh, I didn't even think he was getting that much, man.
Yeah,
Knox is getting 24 minutes a game.
But here's the thing, that's deceiving because the first game he only played 18, but the last 2 he's played 28 and 27.
I'll say this, man. You know what? These injuries, I remember I talked about this. We were talking about it, and I was like, here it is another opportunity for players like Frank Ntilikina. You know what I mean? And at that time, I said DSJ, even not knowing that DSJ was going to be out. Just looking at face value with IQ being out and topping. I was like, here it is another opportunity for these guys to step up and show that they want to belong on this team, that they're part of the plan and not a plan part of the problem. So, hey, shout out to Frank last night, man. Frank took advantage. And sometimes when a coach sits you down, we all know this, man, you start checking yourself. Like, hey, where do I need to improve? Because it's obvious he ain't going to just put me on the floor.
He needs to take Bullock out.
Rumor has it that after Peyton hit the court after the game and put up some shots, so did Frank with some of the young guys.
Yeah, I heard that. Said he was working with Kevin Knox, with Peyton. Like they stayed after and were shooting after that loss, and that says a lot because Frank didn't even play that night before. The night of that game, right? He didn't even play
against Philly, right?
Yeah, it was one of those teams he didn't get on the floor. Who was it? Was it Indiana?
Yeah, I think it was the first.
Philly? I think
he got. No, he played. It was Indiana. He didn't play.
Yeah, he came in late against Philly,
and he missed some shots.
Yeah, and he came in late. That's right. He came in late on that Philly game. I think it might have been maybe three minutes, some change left, or 4 minutes tops. So.
Yeah, he was getting like spot minutes to the first 2 games.
Yeah. So hey, maybe hopefully Frank keep it going, man. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing, man. I don't care who bring it at the end of the day, but we got to talk about Julius Randle.
Yep.
Got to talk about him.
Give that man an apology.
We talked about him last night. Go ahead, Freezy.
So the thing about Randle is it's an easy narrative to correct, and to be honest with you, it's probably self-correcting, right? So the thing with Randle last year is Randle would get the ball and the double team would be coming, and he would look to kick the ball out, and there would be Elfrid Payton for 3. And so Randle is like, do I shoot over 2 dudes from 7 feet or give it to Elfrid Payton to shoot from 25 feet? You know what I'm saying? And people were mad, like, why did he pass the ball to Elfrid Payton? Dog, Elfrid Payton shot 20% from 3. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and Julius Randle was and 7 foot away from the basket over 2 dudes. I'm thinking like, I don't question him because he averaged 20 points a game. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of this stuff, like legit, Julius Randle is double teamed and a third person is coming and he has to kick the ball out to Dennis Smith Jr. And people mad, like, why did he kick that ball out to Dennis Smith Jr.? And I'm like, I don't know if I can blame him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, some of this stuff, we have to look at it not as if the dude has a low basketball IQ, but maybe as Julius Randle didn't trust the people he was playing with last year to make the play, right? This year, the offense is a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? They go to practice. I saw Julius Randle see the double team coming, kick the ball out to Kevin Knox for 3, right? And Kevin Knox puts up the shot and starts skipping down court before it swish. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, there's a difference. I mean, the narrative itself should be self-correcting, not one that Randle was a selfish player, but we had people in really weird roles. Like Julius Randle kicks the ball out to Frank Ntilikina from 3. And before y'all smash me about Frank Ntilikina shot 50% from 3 from the corner and all that stuff, I don't want to hear it, man, because he only made 1 every 3 games. You know what I'm saying? You kick the ball out to Frank in the corner for 3, Frank was going to put it on the floor and pass it to somebody else. Unless he was so wide open that it would be egregious for him not to take that shot. You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff for Randle, we crucified him for doing the spin move into traffic and for poor decision making. But some of the stuff is like the double team is coming and Taj Gibson is 20 feet away and is the outlet. Do I pass that ball to Taj Gibson 20 feet away? You know what I'm saying? And I know that's not every scenario, but it's something that I saw. You know what I mean? I mean, so we man, this year, we saw a game where Julius Randle is kicking that ball out to people and they take good shots. Last year, we saw Randle look and the personnel was all backwards and they were not good shooters or passers or unselfish team players. You know what I'm saying? But we mashed Randle for saying, hey, I can do this myself. And y'all are men. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all been in a situation where y'all felt like, yo, I'll do this myself. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all been in that situation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not making a plea. I'm not making a plea for Randle. What I'm saying is I understand. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that Randle made the best move, made the best decisions. All I'm saying is I understand. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was getting at with Randle this year. With people with better personnel and better positions, you see him making that pass look fluid. You know what I'm saying? That my man legit had a game where he was 17, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists from the power forward position. You don't see that often. How often do you see a power forward with a triple-double or close? It's only elite guys. You might see that from Giannis.
LeBron. You see that from LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. You don't see power forward dudes 250 doing 17, 9, and 9. That's rare.
I'm here to tell y'all, man. If Randle keep performing like this, Freezy, I'm gonna go ahead and say it because unfortunately, people hate who they hate. They like who they like. All-star, and I'm gonna tell you what else. Go ahead, Tony. You think you know exactly where I'm going with this. He plays like this. Randle, let's see, Julius Randle is what, 25?
26.
26. He's not leaving New York. I'm telling you that right now. He's not leaving New York. Because you got to start somewhere, and like it's well documented. We know free agents ain't been coming to New York. You got to have something attractive. You can't just have, this potential draft guy that we drafted that might be this good and players going to want to come. You got to have something already in-house. And if Randle keep playing like this, man, we're going to be very thankful. I'm telling you that right now. We're going to be very thankful. People, and I always go back to my Dolphins, man, when everybody was saying we was tanking. You know what I mean? And we won them 5 games. Next thing you know what that did. Let players know, say, hey, them boys trying to win down there. We coming to Miami. Yeah. And look at us now, from a 5-win team to 10 games. and the fifth spot for the playoff if the season was just in right now. So, yeah, man, Randle, I got to give Randle his props, man, because I was one of them people that wanted him out of town, and it was based off of last year, and that's why I said coming into this year, man, I got to give all these guys a clean slate, man. But that don't mean, Tony, everybody in the chat and stuff, that I can't criticize you. Only thing I'm saying is I'm gonna give you that 15 to 20 games before I say who should be flying on out of LaGuardia. But Randle right now is our best player, man.
Right. That's what I was talking about, man. With a lot of, not just you, it was a lot of us saying, "Oh, Randle got to go." The rumor is, the priority is to move Randle. Like
in every deal,
listen,
every player, Randle was the main piece.
Those spin moves, turnovers last year, those was done by the time the end of the season ended.
Right,
like those was early in the season. He lost us 3 consecutive games with a spin move turnover early in the season. I think that was embedded in our minds. So now, if he did it in the first quarter in game 25, you got a flashback in your head of us losing that game, those 3 games in a row.
Right.
Nobody's talking about how he improved from the beginning of last year to the end of last year. Nobody's talking about how he adapted to his role, a role that he's never been in his entire career. That's a lesson. You got to learn that.
Well, you just took me to a place that gave me another thought. Imagine this, fellas, man. Randle putting up these numbers, right? With a fan base that's divided on him. Imagine he keep playing like this and got the fan base behind him, and he's seeing stuff that's being posted and how people loving him. Imagine, because we know that give you an extra oomph as a player. You know what I mean? When you know you got the fan base behind you.
And then on the flip side of that, imagine how he feels reading all the comments that were said about him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
No, I was done. That was just a question.
No, I legit don't be wanting to talk over nobody on this thing for a couple of reasons. For one, it's rude, but secondly, and probably just as important, like when people listen to this on a replay, like after we finish and they click on it, like a day or two later, it just sounds like trash coming through the speaker when a bunch of people be talking over each other. That's the reason why when I get close, I just stop. So that's out of respect, Tone. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why I did it. But anyway, the thing with Randle, man, is dudes that put up numbers like Randle is putting up right now are borderline all-stars, right? And I think that the vitriol for Randle is not vitriol for Randle the person. It's vitriol for the team leader not being able to guide his team to W's. And I know Julius Randle don't understand that, you know what I'm saying? Because he think it's a bunch of people hating on him. But it's not Julius Randle the person. It's the role that he's in, the leader of the team, not being able to pull us out of this dark place that we've been. And Melo kind of got that towards the end of his tenure too. You know, fans kind of got on Melo too. And fans got on Pat Ewing too towards the end of his tenure. You know, it's one of them things, man, where the player think it's just the fans being mean, but the fans want to win, man. This fan base is thirsty. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't won a championship since Ron Cleveland been alive. You know what I'm saying? Man. I mean, Ron Cleveland won a championship. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kev W wants a championship. You know, I know Tony Crow won a championship. You know what I'm saying? It's not that we just hate every play that puts on a Knicks jersey. It's for us, we live and die with everything Knicks, like a transaction, a coaching decision, a basketball game, a bad loss, the jerseys. I mean, we legit argue about the city jerseys. You know what I'm saying? So, and I know that sound petty, but And I'll give you an example. Under David Fizdale, Julius Randle was 17 and 8, right? 17 points, 8 rebounds. Under Mike Miller, Julius Randle was 22 points and 10 rebounds. That's an all-star, maybe an all-star starter, 22 and 10. You know what I'm saying? So we saw Julius Randle improve every year as a player. And under coaches that know what not know what they're doing, but under everybody except Fizdale, right? We see Julius Randle get another coach, right? Another coach. Thibodeau comes in, and you see Julius Randle's improvement under this coach. Does that sell you as a cat that's a selfish player, or a cat that legit wants to improve? And in my opinion, it's a dude that wants to improve because he's improved on 2 levels. His play on the court has improved. His court vision has improved, right? And also that his leadership has improved. Where we were talking about Julius Randle and Obi beefing over the starting spot. Julius Randle go to this dude as a mentor and is being his vet. You know what I'm saying? We can't continue to just subjectively apply titles to a dude we don't even know. Like the Knicks put a happy birthday thing out there to Julius Randle, and the fans hated on Randle so hard that I believe the Knicks had to block some things that were on there. That's crazy.
That's
it's disgusting.
Yeah, you can't even say happy birthday. You can't even say happy birthday.
I tell you this, Freezy. You take Julius Randle off this roster right now, we will be a lottery team. Go ahead, Tony.
No, I was just gonna say that's the reason I wrote that article, because I'm reading all these comments about Randle, and it's so disgusting. It has me literally thinking about, damn, I'm not Randle. Why the hell do I feel so bad about it? I can only imagine how he feels. Right. You know what I mean? And then to hear what Freezy just said, like that the Knicks gotta moderate the comments under a happy birthday post for their right. player. That's disgusting. You know what I mean? Like it's almost embarrassing as a Knicks fan.
But you know, there's an old saying,
right?
You don't appreciate what you got till it's gone.
I started to name my article "Be Careful What You Wish For," instead of will we owe Julius Randle apology? Because everybody was like, he gotta go, to the point where they talking about trades. If you trade anybody, the object of the trade is to win the trade. You don't want to make a trade and trade a player for someone who's not as good a player.
Exactly.
And that's the comments that I was saying. He got to go by any means necessary, top priority, no matter what. No, I don't care what we get back. Cap relief, what like that makes no sense. You got to win the trade.
Yeah, and Julius Randle right now, man, the way he playing basketball, man, it really looked like the game done slowed down even more for him. Like it's easy, it's really easy, effortless. Like I guess Tibbs and Woodson and them guys and told him, say, hey man, you know what, you can get yours at any time. Ain't nobody in the league can pretty much stop you from getting where you want to be on the court, on the floor at any time. But trust your teammates, because that was my biggest problem with him. You know, and I did a thing on Julius Randle. I was like, my problem with him, he got to trust his teammates, because last year it was about him and Alfred Payton. You know, that's why I didn't want to see this year. And to his point, the dude has bought in completely to what Tom Thibodeau is selling. That ball is moving, is not sticking. And when he decides to go to the basket, he got deliberate moves now. It ain't no in between. And his passing ability is better than I thought. It's better. And you know what, Tony, I started thinking about? I said, it made me started thinking, because I think SJ3 put it in the chat about Phil sabotaging Melo. And when he's put that in the chat, I started thinking, you remember when Melo almost went to Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
If Melo would have went to Chicago with D Rose and that Bulls team, Melo history would have been totally different.
I agree.
It would have been totally different, because Tibbs would have got the best out of Melo. He would have got the best out of him.
I agree.
To me,
and another thing that we got to remember, is we got Woodson right now too.
Yeah.
Let's it's not even just Tibbs, man.
Exactly.
We have a legit coaching staff. Like, do you remember what Woodson did for Melo, right?
Yeah.
You remember what Woodson did for J.R. Smith?
Yeah, turned J.R. Smith into a 6th man of the year. Made Melo play some of the best defense that Melo, to that point, had ever played.
We got a legit chance to change things around, man.
And Johnny Bryant, and remember with Johnny Bryant, your boy sing his praises. Old Donovan Mitchell talking about what he did for his career. Kenny Payne, the Kentucky pipeline man, who gonna be bringing them boys down us because he got the back door information. You heard me? Everybody else got that front door stuff, but we got the back door information.
To me, I guess
I wanna
Freezy.
Oh, go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry.
I think you froze.
No, what I just wanted to say when I was talking when I brought up the fact of
no, okay, go ahead.
When I brought up the fact of trading Julius Randle, I never wanted to just trade Julius Randle just to get him out of town. I was always under the assumption, like, if you're going to trade Julius Randle, do something that's going to help improve your team, as in bring in a legit superstar caliber player, only because Julius Randle's salary was something that you would have to include in a trade. I never was like, just trade Julius Randle because I want him off the team. No, it's like, okay, if we're going to get a superstar level player, Julius Randle has to be included in the trade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's logical.
He is our best asset. Plus, his contract is, the most expensive one, so it'll help with the salaries. I was never one of the people like, oh, we just need to get Julius Randle off the team. It's like, let's say Russell Westbrook. Like, if we want to bring in Russell Westbrook, Julius Randle has to be included.
Yeah.
That was what I'm never one of those fans like, oh, this can't. Now with Reggie Bullock, someone can give me like a slab of bricks for Reggie Bullock, and I'll take that.
He said he already shooting bricks anyway, right?
Yeah. So
we might as well trade him for some more.
Gonna say a slab of bricks.
Yeah. A slab of bricks. He can give me the. Yeah, I would take that, and I would do something with it. I would take like just anything for Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock.
I'd take one of them $5 pizzas from Little Caesars.
See, I'm not high on Reggie right now either, but I wouldn't necessarily trade him like just to trade him. I bench him though. I definitely put Burks in the starting lineup.
Reggie Bullock is a 3-and-D who can't shoot a 3 or play defense. So it's like, what are you doing?
It's been bad.
He's not consistent, man. He's not consistent at all.
And like I said, to me, it's a matter of time before Knox take it. I told Freezy before MLK Day.
So basically, you said he's an
starting 3.
He's just the end symbol.
Yeah, he is like the prototypical team supporter. You know, the kind of player that's on the team when there's something.
A big cheerleader, the biggest cheerleader on the team.
That's what Reggie Bullock should be doing. And I just, the kind of player like when the coach calls timeout, the first one to court high-fiving the players when they come out the game. That's Reggie Bullock's role right there. He should not be playing any kind of significant minutes whatsoever. Like, I want to see Reggie Bullock come in. He should have been one of the players that came in last night with 2 minutes to go. We up by 20. That should have been in Reggie Bullock. Because
he'll probably drive in that role too.
He does not give us anything close to winning whatsoever.
Hey, Kev, you know what made me really hot with him though? Was that game the game before. How you don't know your jersey number?
How you don't know you got on somebody else's number?
Hey, Tony, but you got to look at what you putting on though.
Yeah, man.
You gotta look at that thing, man. I'm like, I ain't never seen that, and I've never seen that.
I ain't never seen that either, bro. I ain't never. You don't know what's on your back. You don't know what's on your back. You didn't get the shirt before you put it on. Oh my God.
That
make you think about what kind of dude he is.
Yeah, maybe wonder about your basketball IQ too. Cause you follow that up the next night, you follow a guy on a 3-pointer and smiling.
Oh.
I said that was just such a dumb, like, okay, this is the sequence of events. Reggie Bullock came down, hit a 3. We go back on defense. We have a stop. He comes back down. He hits a 2. Go back down. He gives up a 4-point play. And then it's like you just negated what you just did. And
yes.
It's like, what are you out here doing? You just out here, because one, you had to run all the way across court because you left your man open to pick up DiVincenzo because you just in no man's land right now. And it's just like, Reggie Bullock, I don't know how many points did Chris Middleton have? Because I guarantee you 95% of Chris Middleton's points came when Reggie Bullock was guarding him.
I'll let you know here.
Yeah.
It was just like, man, Reggie Bullock, I get a headache every time I think about you.
Wow.
Thinking about Reggie Bullock is like thinking about shoveling snow.
Let me give y'all a break. Let me give y'all a break from that conversation real quick to make y'all laugh. So in our fantasy league, right? Evergreen G offered me Lou Williams and Doug McDermott for Bradley Beal and Kevin Knox. And he's like, "What, bro? I offered you Doug McDermott. Are you serious? Would y'all take that?"
No.
For Bradley Beal?
Doug McDermott and Lou Williams for Bradley Beal and Kevin Knox.
So you got Bradley Beal and Lou Williams?
Kevin Knox.
I
have Bradley Beal and Kevin Knox.
Okay, Bradley Beal and Kevin Knox. And he want to give you Lou Williams, Doug McDermott?
I definitely wouldn't. I wouldn't even.
Hey, you know what that's like? That's like a front office guy calling the Lakers right now and said, "Is LeBron James available?" Phone hang up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
You got the wrong number, I think. You got the wrong number?
Right.
We hanging the phone up.
Right. And then I said, bro, you just legit offered me Doug McDermott and Lou Williams for Bradley Beal. And he was like, no, Bradley Beal and Kevin Knox. What?
No way. But to your point, Kev?
No.
Kevin Middleton had 22 points last night.
And I guarantee you 19 of them 22 came on Reggie Bullock.
Man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that game again. Matter of fact, I'm gonna watch that game tonight like the game just came on for the first time, man. I'm gonna turn the game on and watch it. I got it.
He just so like, who do we play? We play Cleveland Tuesday. And so he'll probably be going up against Nance Jr. Nance Jr. might drop. I don't even want to think about it.
He may make Lance Jr. look like an all-star.
He doesn't do anything. It's like he'll hit that shot and get you excited, like, okay, here we go. And then he'll brick like the next 4. And it's like, okay, I already got excited for nothing.
Man, hey, let me tell y'all what Julius Randle's stats is right now. 23.7 points a game, 55% field goal shooting, 82% free throw shooting, 10 rebounds per game, 7 defensive rebounds, 7.7 defensive rebounding, 2.3 offensive rebounding, 6.3 assists per game. Man, them all-star numbers, man. I'm sorry. He continue doing this, he's gonna be an all-star.
Yep.
I mean, I hope that it continues with Julius. I really do.
I think it will.
As long as he continues to buy into, and it's really, like I said, the role that Tibbs has put Julius in. And all Julius has to do is just trust his teammates and realize you don't got to do it all by yourself. You're not a Wilt Chamberlain. You ain't got to go out there and score 100. Just trust your team.
But I think he does that because when he saw Kevin Knox in the corner, the first thing he did was let me get this ball to Knox. Knox is wide open.
He would not have done that last year.
He wouldn't have done because for one, Knox wouldn't have been there. It'd have probably been Wayne Ellington or Frank. You know what I'm saying? But now that he recognized Knox is a shooter, like Knox is a shooter. Let me get this ball to Knox. You know what I'm saying? And Knox hadn't had that in the past. So it's like some type of weird symbiotic relationship where Julius feels like the best team play is to get it to Knox, and Knox feels like he needs to earn the trust of his teammates. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Knox got that pass from Julius Randle.
So last night in last night's game. Oh, go ahead.
Real quick, because I gotta go. I just want to salute the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to you, Freeze. Yo, Black is time, all that. I just wanted to jump on and support real quick. Do me a favor, Freezy. Reach out to me on Twitter. Send me your number. I want to talk to you about something a little later.
I do that.
Salute.
Word, no doubt. All right.
There was a play in last night's game where Julius had the ball and Knox had cut over. The shot clock was winding down. And instead of Julius taking the shot, he passed it to Knox. I mean, Knox missed a shot, but Julius still made the right read and passed it to Knox. Like I said, Knox missed a shot, but it's the fact that Julius trusts Kevin Knox. Like, oh, the shot clock running down. We got to put up a shot. I can take it. It won't be the best shot. So let me give the ball to Knox.
Right.
And
right.
Go ahead, Kev.
No, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, someone in the chat there had asked about Alex Burks. So Alex Burks' numbers for last night, 21 minutes, was 5 of 7 field goals, 4 for 5 from the three-point line, 4 for 5 from the free throw line, finished with 18 points, had 5 assists, 2 rebounds. He was a plus 21. He was our best plus minus him and RJ. RJ was plus 21 last night as well. RJ had 17 and 8, 4 assists, 2 turnovers. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, these guys, they playing connected, man. And shout out to the whole coaching staff, man. Them boys we look like a team this year. That's the one thing I can say. We look like a team this year. That's gonna be a team. It's gonna be hard to deal with the Knicks this year, man.
Yeah, hey, but the thing is, we have a ways to go. Like we have a lot of room for improvement. But you know what though, going down that road of improvement is a blessing for us because we hadn't, as Knicks fans, we hadn't seen our team go down this road of improvement. We've seen our team try to do something, and it doesn't always turn out to be what we expected, or the players for that matter.
Mm-hmm. They'll take one step forward and 10 back.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll it's I'm looking at the schedule coming up, and we got games this week against Cleveland. Well, our next 4 are Cleveland, Toronto. Oh wow, they're 4 road games. Oh wow, I didn't realize that. At Cleveland, at Toronto, at Indiana, and at Atlanta.
Is that 4 winnable games?
You said India. Okay, let's see. What's that coming? Cleveland, Toronto, Indiana, and Atlanta. Oh yeah, those are winnable games.
All road games,
and they're all winnable.
Because here's the thing: we were beating Indiana in the first half. We went in the halftime with the lead against Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
Fell apart in the third quarter.
Yeah.
So can I sit here and say we can beat Indiana? Yes. Hopefully, Sabonis won't kill Mitch, and he'll make adjustments. I'm not really excited about Toronto this season. They haven't really impressed this year so far. I mean, they still have talent on the roster, of course, but it's kind of like they've lost too much over the last 2 years.
Losing Serge was a big loss for them, I think.
Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol both left. They replaced him with Aaron Baines, and Baines isn't near the caliber of those two players. And so it's can we beat Toronto? I'm sure we could. I'm not saying we can't. We've seen us beat Cleveland, technically, twice. That'd be an interesting matchup because they didn't have Love or Nance playing. They did have Drummond, Sexton, and Garland. So take that how you kind of want it. So yeah, I mean, if we can go, the Atlanta game is going to be an interesting one. That's going to be the interesting game to watch. Is the one against Atlanta.
Yeah. To me, they're the unknown right now for me.
Because Atlanta's all offense. So our defenses are going to have to come in and really come to play that game. Because Atlanta's going to put up points.
I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you.
I think you're breaking up, Freezer.
I'm here to tell you that Atlanta, the Hawks to me is our new rival, right? Based off the way games were played last year, okay.
You're still breaking up.
Yeah, you.
Now, am I good?
Say something. I think you went off for a little bit.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Maybe now is a good time for us to call it because I've been on like 3 hours. Yeah. Hey, maybe now. Okay. How about I do this? Let me do this first. All right. How about now? Now better?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Absolutely clear.
Yeah. Hey, how about we just call it when we start getting into real tech issues and all that stuff? So for those that haven't subscribed to the channel, smash that like button. The Knicks at Night podcast to be on tonight at 45. Okay. So the Knicks at Night podcast to be on at 11:45 for everybody. Make sure y'all subscribe to Man. It's the Knicks. We still looking to grow this the Blarns Cheers family so that we can provide super dope content for everybody. I'm gonna get out of here and get some sleep, y'all. I worked all night last night. I've been up for like 20 straight hours. So I'm gonna lay down for like 4 or 5 hours and jump right back up.
Yeah, Freezy, man.
Hey, I'll holler at y'all later on tonight.